And we'll see how it pans out. Jack's the bait and shocks him.
Yeah, multifunction, information and bait. So far it's worked, but I gotta check the close corner. Still have to consider that the car is not cleared. Somebody's doing exactly that, and he'll see him sneaking out ever so slyly. Into frame, body. Does get one back. Kenny fades off the smoke bombs down inside of it, but they will easily be able to scoop that up, and attackers got Jacks. Pistols as they stand were 2-0 in favor of Tyloo and Mirage. It was G2 that picked up the first one this map. Still a chance they can pick up this one as well. Kit for Lucky. And Body and Kenny both have 100 HP to work back in. Flash to go over.
Yeah, the flash there, surely deployed, but it's not that. You got to go up dry and see what can be done. Summer to take most of the aggro here, and Kenny has to nail the shot.
Bintet still behind the car. Headshots, oh, dinks through the edge of the box, not enough. They're all on top of the bomb, and now Execute, he's too far away. Nothing he can do. That's G2 and a great retake, all three together. And the bomb defused to make it 14-2, insult to injury for Execute.
Just when it seemed like they were about to get something going in their favor, they get that first kill towards car. They get the bomb down, the sights under control. They have the man advantage, but they let it all slip away. Couldn't hit anything, and GT didn't even flash. Just run up short, hit their shots, and Body got one through the smoke. I didn't notice that. It's quite cool. As attacker did what he could, but fantastic shots, and then back towards short. And like you said, too far away, difficult plant. And it's looking like G2 will find their 15th round right here, right now. Tyloo have to force buy off the plant. Oh, this is a bit of a mess. Still in T-spawn, swapping weapons around. I guess it's fine. Not ideal. But they want to see what they can do with 2 rifles and 3 pistols. Not the worst setup, but gotta wait for the initial utility to be thrown before they make their move.
Attacker already working in through the bottom of the tunnels. So the early buy from Tyloo, can't blame him at all. Somebody just rattling off shots. Still sounds cool, the Deagle.
Oh yeah, still the coolest gun in the game.
Either way, they're already on catwalk. Kenny and Shocks on the site together, incendiary in hand.
The Fat Eagles are out of tool. Gives up the fact that Tyloo are force ball into this. You wouldn't buy anything on this second round if you're going for AKs in the third. Jax with full control. He's got top and middle. He's got the worst weapon possible for this. He has to try and get close to them. He actually does a very good job at that range. Difficult to find a headshot. Does it perfectly. Gives him the opening frag. They've actually gone past Shocks here. He's going to sneak through, and oh my goodness, he's absolutely owned them, and he doesn't get the second frag. He almost did. It looks like it will be Jax to make up for the little mistake there. It's a 3 versus 2 at a low HP. Summer, that will confirm map points and pretty much guarantee a third at this stage. Summer will go down in the end, and my God, 15-2. And that was the force buy. They'll have little to nothing as we go into the third round at the second half. One more will do it for G2, and they're going to have to buy. And will they take a timeout? Is it even worth it? They have one remaining. We'll see. Bentes still seems to be believing here. Discussing their options. CZs, Galil, Mac 10. You can see the HE being used instead of the smoke, just to ensure the scout, if it's there, doesn't have as much vision as usual. And here comes the long take. CT's in the pit.
Yeah, corner smoke that gets them further around. Once that's deployed, they knew they could fully take advantage of it. They'll also fall the other 2 back toward the A site instead. Bintet. Smoke set towards CT. Bomb already inside of the tunnels. Pretty sure we know where this is going to go. And Body needs to be sharp. Does have Lucky alongside. Famos for Lucky. So it's Summer and somebody. Presumably to go in first. Somebody has CZ. Summer has the Galil. That's the gun to watch. Body supports out for mid. That allows Shocks to push through. Good flash. Pushes through and caught them perfectly on the edge of the smoke. Exactly the team play G2 lacked on Mirage. They're making great on here. Strides forward to close this map out as well as just Summer and Accurate make it all on Summer. And the sun sets on the short Summer, it seems, because 16-2 is a very fast game. G2 to cash.
It should have been their map to open things up. They let that lead slip away, but my God, did they make up for it in the second. 16-2 in favor of the French side. They're looking in control of this situation. It's another high-fragging affair as we move forward to Cash next, Matthew. That's where G2 can really sink their teeth in and continue this momentum. They're a great fragging unit. They've got some very talented players, as we've seen. Sometimes the teamwork that lets them down, but Cash plays very similar to Dust 2, and I'm thinking they're going to take this 2-1.
We'll see if that's true or not. 2-1. It's going to go one way or the other. G2 might have the lead back. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we determine who goes home and who goes
French squad G2 bounce back. They pull no punches with a 13-round T-side. Dust 2. This was their map pick, and they show us exactly why. The analysts were expecting so much more from Tyloo, especially 1-0 up in the series. It will all end on Cash. But before we set our sights there, myself, Pimp, and Sponge understand where it all went wrong, or oh so right, depending on which side of the map you were standing. Jacob, what on earth happened to Tyloo here? They got outclassed, or is this G2 picking up pace?
Completely. G2 for some reason looks really solid on Dust 2. I feel the fundamental is down to a level where everyone can follow it. Obviously when you have Kenny S showing up, dropping a lot of frags with AVP, taking a lot of space down from the Tyloo players as well. Lucky once again having a great showing. Overall, it just looked like a very fluent G2 on Dust 2.
There's only a few takeaways I have from this map, right? Because it's so quick. First and foremost, yes, as Jacob has stated, this has to be G2's best map, right? The fact of the matter is this is the one they've done the most work on, it seems, and it's the one they've had the most success on. Second Second of all, this tells me that Tai Lu's map pool isn't as deep as what it needs to be for a tournament like this, right? If you're coming into a best-of-3 environment, you only get to ban one map in the first round. You can't have many more weak links from that point onwards. And then you look forward and you go, okay, well, I'm glad for Tai Lu that it was a quick game. If they had a comeback, if it was, something where they felt like they were really in it and then lost, maybe they'd be mentally depleted. But it's easy just to get rid of this one, water off the duck's back, and move on to map number 3.
So Tai Lu, if we're talking about that map pool just for a moment, it's probably what? Inferno, Mirage,
They've played well on Overpass. That's why I'm surprised this last map that we're seeing isn't Overpass. Obviously, as you mentioned, Mirage is in there, so those 3 definitely, I don't know if Nuke's going to be anything that a team like this is going to be dealing with by any means. So we're still discovering Tai Lu. Everybody's learning at the same time what this new squad has got to offer.
They certainly are, and I mean, you're probably right. We probably should just move on to Cash. The fact that the highlights aren't still playing is testament to just how quick of a game that was. The frags, perhaps a conversation, but is it really necessary when the game is so one-sided? Sure, Kenny S was the one that was pulling the trigger, but everyone else still standing and could have taken
No, I think
a
you
shot.
said it pretty well yourself. It was just outclassing. G2 being simply better on every single parameter here in the game. You can also see, obviously, Kenny S having one hell of a game, dropping 132 ADR against Exaggerate, who had a rough showing. He didn't really get to do anything with the AVP. He didn't really have the AVP a lot as well, because the money was just not there for Tai Lu. So no, there's no really... a reason to talk too much about those two. It was just G2 all over the place.
I mean, the head-to-head does just paint the picture of just how backwards it was. I mean, the fact that Execurate purchased more AWPs just shows how long Kenny was holding on to the ones he was given.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move to Cash, because it does all come down to this. And this is serious business. A spot in the next stage of the major is a dream for G2. Actually, it was an expectation of G2. For Tai Lu, perhaps the dream more relevant, and we'll find out how it shapes up. But first question, Jacob. It is Cash. The CT side bias conversation is completely nullified here, as we saw yesterday. So now what do we have to expect with these G2 T sides?
I mean, we saw G2 play Cash against Vega Squad 1 in this tournament itself. It was a 16-14 win for G2, but I watched the game and I was, again, thinking to myself, this was not a pretty game by no means. It didn't seem like G2 knew what they were doing, didn't seem like they have a foundation to fall back on. Overall, the reason they won was because Vega Squad 1 really messed up and Kenny S dropped 29 frags. So in that regard, I don't really have my highest to hope for G2 on this one.
Well, we know Tai Lu, they played it earlier against Avantgarde and they started very slowly. Fitch was just walking into checkers over towards that B bomb site, getting picks. The squeaky default player was doing the same over towards A. They were just spread picking and taking duels against Tai Lu and they weren't able to do anything. Now that is a worrying sign, because Tai Lu is a team who likes to play heads-up Counter-Strike. If they're not able to just win those fights, maybe against Avantgarde there was a lot of nerves in play, I'm not sure.
You say that, but I think we're seeing, as you also said and pointed out, they don't play as high head-up Counter-Strike as they used to. Coming in with Yonta, I feel, as you said, they adopted more of the European mentality, and I think that's hurting them a little bit. Tai Lu at the London Major, I felt, looked better than the Tai Lu we're seeing right now. Obviously, they started out this tournament strong with 2 very secure wins, but ever since that, we haven't really seen them done too much. So for my take, especially on a map like Cash, you said it yourself, it's all about taking the duels, all about going for the duels. I want to see Tai Lu from the London Major, not the Tai Lu we see right now.
Sure, and this map definitely has to be one of the strong ones in their map pool. This is another one that they should be very good on, right? The individuals should be able to lock down all these choke points. But what we saw earlier out of them was individual moves. Sure, attacker was getting flashed into A main, but there was no trade potential. If he went in and didn't get the kill, well, that's the round over. So hopefully that they've readdressed this, and hopefully that they're looking better, because coming off the 16-2 loss right now, like I said, they're not going to be too deflated, but they needed, turn it around. You're not getting many kills in a 16-2 loss. You're probably not feeling as warmed up as what the G2 guys are feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, there is so much on the line. Not only is, of course, the spot, but also Tai Lu. I don't think they'd be satisfied leaving the major without a single best-of-3 win. They just once again fall into that tag of they can surprise in best-of-1s, but they won't have the depth for a best-of-3. That has been the Tai Lu /Chinese /underrepresented region tag for so long. And Tai Lu, if they win this map, will be able to at least prove people wrong, perhaps in the next stage.
Yeah, maybe it's a natural course for a team like this, right? We haven't seen them play that much. They changed the coach, they changed 2 players, Give them a chance as well to come into to the States. That said, though, when you're facing a team like G2 who, at least to me, they haven't been impressive at any point in this tournament. We have seen some individual brilliance from the players, but when you look at the team and how the team composes itself, I don't think to myself that G2 is a team that anyone from the next stage of a major is going to be scared of. So in that regard, yes, I would say Tai Lu should be sad and should be disappointed if they're not able to win a best of 3 against G2.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment right there. But I think going into this one, it's going to be wide open. It's going to be much closer affair, and we're probably going to go the distance here, Alex.
Okay, going the distance. We do have just about 60 seconds for you to outline your player to watch. You can choose the team. Flexible there. Chad, we'll start with you.
I think Xcurate has to have a really big game because we just saw Kenny S, what he did on Dust 2. He had that really big 1v3 clutch situation. So Kenny's on fire. If you're looking at a head-to-head matchup, Xcurate is the man that needs to step up from that Tyloo side.
Yeah, the head-to-head on Dust 2 was abysmal, but of course, bit of a write-off. What about you? Player to watch?
Buddy is currently the highest rated player in the server, and I think he needs to be continuing that pace. He's going to play towards the A bomb side on Cash, and there's going to be a lot of action going down there. So can he lock down that bomb side, secure some CT rounds, which is going to be the tough part for both teams in this matchup. That's going to be very vital for them. I think Buddy needs to continue, and if he does that, then I don't leave too many chances for the title.
Yeah, let's just jump into it without any more hesitation. It's time. Tyloo G2, one map, one team will advance to the Legends stage. The map, Cash. It's time to find out. G2 versus Tyloo. One map, your casters, Henry G and Sadakist.
One map and one spot between these two. Exactly right. G2 Esports, probably on paper the favorites. I wasn't convinced until the third map yesterday when we finally saw some form from them. And Tyloo's been pretty impressive throughout, so it's still all to play for on Cash.
Yeah, definitely a massive question mark. I'd say it's almost 50-50. It's a map they both play, and Cash is the great equalizer here. We'll see who comes out on top. It's a nice basic approach towards the A site. The smoke towards Highway, and the Molotov at quad. There's a trade of blows here, and we'll go to a 4-on-4, but it's all a ruse. They head towards the B site, and Body is there with backup as well, and it's a very quick round. They're hitting every single headshot. That fake does nothing for them. It's a decent attempt. They managed to trade a kill towards A, but the rotation's not really happening for them, and great positioning from G2. They'll take that pistol, and no bomb will be planted, so G2 have a nice upper hand here. Pretty much guarantees a 2-0. We are all aware at this point, I think, that the second round should be full eco about the plant. So we'll see Glocks and not much else. CZ's armor and no utility won't really do that much for you on the T side of Cash, I don't think. So full eco, nothing really purchased at all, not even a P250. Going to stay on that full eco and see what they can do here. Like we discussed before, baiting out that utility will cost them valuable dollars going forward. And they're going to boost Ben's setup and send 3 players towards that squeaky door position. So he'll be going for a backstab here. Hopefully his teammates can cause a bit of a ruckus on the A site, and he'll try and get a backstab up towards Highway.
Kenny just waiting it out. It's actually going to go back down and support middle. So they'll play the retake game on A. Lucky the only one inside, but thankfully Kenny turns around. Spots the door opening. Forward finds Summer. Lucky, I think, is taking damage from both sides. I think Kenny was hitting him in the back of the head too there, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, they want to close this out with all 5 staying alive, and they'll do exactly that. So good start for G2. Means now they sit in the lead for pistols in this series at 3-2.
Absolutely true.
That's why I said it.
It's good you're here. I didn't keep track of that. So there we go. It is going to be AKs coming out in the third round, of course. The first real chance since the pistol that Tyloo will have. This is the third and final map. We have got another series between Cloud9 and Windstrike coming up next. Our final game of this stage of the major. We have a day off tomorrow and the next day before all the action resumes. And somebody's taking damage right at the beginning there. As they'll be taken down to 64. Smoke towards a B storage area. And we'll see if this pretty lackluster buy from G2. Obviously trying to save cash. And we saw this on Mirage earlier. If you can win this round with the SMGs and for Mass as well, you're in such a fantastic position financially going forward. Bit of damage done already. We'll see if they can hold off the ensuing Ts, who seem to be working towards the B-bomb side.
Molotovs both in front and inside of the vent. If anything, that would be highly suggestive of the fact that they want to go toward B, and Jax is absolutely up to checking that out. Doesn't want to fall victim or too easily pushed around. Goes back out with a flash and finds the kill. Summer's got the body down, but Jax overstays his welcome this time. Somebody through the vents is easily able to dispose of him, but Shocks, as he did on Mirage with the push that they highlighted on the desk, is going to retake position already lost in a way that might not be expected. Unfortunately for him, they aren't continuing onto the B site. They've backed off. Low HP for Summer. And somebody's going to take the helm by heading Highway. Kenny's got the eyes on it.
That's a guaranteed kill for Kenny. Does he want to reposition now? He's given up his spot. Absolutely, he does. Drops down towards the bomb site itself. They actually got a flash towards middle. This is looking very good. G2 so active right now as they lose the initial duel towards the B bomb site. They're doing a great job of holding off this A approach. Kenny S doing so much damage here. Bent down to 35 with 20 seconds remaining in the 2 versus 1. Can't even get the plant down here. Good job to get himself in a viable situation. Jumps up on the bomb side there, but it will be the 3-0. And remember, we said if G2 pick up this round, it's such a huge situation for them because the money now broken for Tyloo. You can see they know this is significant. They have to take an eco now. They can take the partial buy. We know they get maximum loss bonus into the next rounds. They can take P250s and Deagles, maybe a bit of armor here or there. But overall, this positioning from Kenny, presence of mind towards short as well, then flashing in his teammate towards that mid position really did save the round. So here it comes. Deagles, 2 sets of Kevlar, and presumably 4-0 for G2 unless something magnificent occurs in round number 4 for the Chinese squad.
Body already behind the box toward checkers. Attacker is boosted shocks. He's the one to check it. Now they know exactly where he is. Fortunately for him, there's no Molotovs or nades.
Yeah.
There is attacker already inside of the cubby though, and he's got nowhere to go but back out to face the AUG. That's pretty simple for shocks. Body. Nice shot, Kenny. Forget the AWP. Just use the USP at that range. That's fantastic. And it's down to just Excurate and Bintet. Lucky, holding, waiting. We'll spot one. Massive amount of damage done by the AK-47. Bit missed time under the nade. Won't bounce back far enough. They're going to go over the top to try and change the angle, but Lucky's ready for it. And you're absolutely right. 4-0 is certain at this point in time.
So much money picked up. There's going to be even more after this. A headshot delivered towards Shaw. Benzet probably gets that 1 kill, but that will be it. Falling back towards the forklift. They're just trying to be a nuisance, certainly confirming the round for G2. But there it is, 4-0. We can bring the AWP out on the T side now. That maximum loss bonus has been reached. Kenny with his. Do they want to bring out a secondary AWP? On the CT side, there's the option to do so. Lucky is the secondary AWP, but not Shocks anymore. When this team was first formed, when it's the super team, it was Shoxy, Kenny S on that double AWP, most famously on Inferno, showing us how powerful that could be a couple of years ago. Those days are long gone, and they won't go for the double sniper. They're going to keep Kenny, who has been playing very well this series. He had to manage to get 15 AWP kills in Dust 2 as the main sniper here as they maintain their cash. You've got 1 AK in the hands of Shocks, 2 AUGs, and Jax with the only M4 there. Looks like Excurate will have the AWP as well. Tournament life on the line. Not looking too good so far. It is a T-sided map, the only one in the pool, Matthew, that actually exists. It's cash. And currently 0 rounds on the board for Tyloo as we enter round number 5. They took the timeout. Will it affect the outcome as they send 3 players towards the A side of the map? And will be a very default round by the looks of things. Attacker working towards A storage. A player in Squeaky Door. Molotov to stop the push at the start. And Kenny.
Oh, Jesus.
Dear. You don't like to see that. You really hate it.
I love to see it, let's be honest. That is so unreal.
That doesn't happen ever, by the way. That is not a normal thing that occurs. 1 bullet fired off randomly towards the Squeaky Door. That happens like 1 out of 100 times that connects first bullet. That's unreal.
It's like, why not shoot it, right? Push back out. Body only gets 1. Jax still has the vents to work with, though. He can drop down. Flash as well. He thinks they've backed off, and he's right to think so, because there's been no further activity, no chaos, no noise, and he doesn't want to give up vents unless he has to. If he was guaranteed that someone was still making noise at that entrance when the flash went through, if he heard scurrying footsteps, then he drops. But for now, he just holds. Great decision, because they cover mid. They still have 1 on B. It means they don't have to rotate their A players at all to compensate for it. And the fact that they're boosting up mid as well, him still in the vents, he could catch them out late. He's pretty standard right now. Kenny, with that op, as we saw, is still in that position toward the fence. NBK.
20 seconds remain. Kenny S, perfect spot to get another kill here, but the flashbang does elude him. He's got to play out on towards heaven there, and that's surely going to be very beneficial. It's looking fantastic for G2. And Lucky, who finds the bomb. No time remaining. Excurip actually takes a nade to the face and surely could be traded out at this point. They can even wait for the time to expire. There is a flank coming in. I think the boost, was that a self-boost?
It's a boost. It was a self-boost.
That's sick.
Oh, but Excurate heard it.
What?
That's awesome as well. 3 kills for him. He keeps the op up. All of them were quite spectacular. That's not an easy boost.
It really is not. So, just to be clear, to do the self-boost, you have to jump on the shutter doors, jump around with a very, very difficult strafe jump that not a lot of pros can actually land consistently. If you do make it, you're in a great spot to backstab. So many crazy moments in that round. And Excurate, the fact he hits this, that's unreal. He definitely heard it, you're right, but still impressive to hit the shot. Wow. They've got a fighting chance here with the orb still up. Not necessarily a G2 round here. Lucky going for the Pronax boost by the looks of things.
He will. Timer on this with the smoke. Can't see attacker yet. Shocks is going. Wow. Okay. Shocks just got peeked at the perfect time, but Excurate attacker gets the jump on Lucky because of it. I thought for sure they had the advantage in that setup. Take that away. Keep the AK in the hands of attacker. And we're on to something. Where did the op end up on the T side? Bintet's got it okay. I was wondering why it was on the ground. It wasn't like it was out of reach when Excurate went down. He's got body deep inside of the site. This is the op now carried over and around win looking secure for Tyloo.
Oh, they need to be careful though. It's got to be Jax who's given an opportunity here. There's still 3 up though, so not a huge deal, but every kill he can get will be valuable. The money's not amazing on the G2 side. They've had a couple of close calls. This round you wouldn't have thought goes against them, but it's the all potential. You just have 1 AWP. They assume you're going to be just pistols and it can all fall apart very quickly. Didn't have to go for that push towards A main. It actually cost them a couple of kills there, and Jax has no chance. It will be the first round on the board for Tyloo. Is he going to get in the exit frag? So that's the question. Doesn't look like it. It's going to hold on to the M4. As they fall back, they're going to throw away one of the orbs. You really don't want double orbs in the T side of cash. Not really a thing. And they're going to have the orb taken over. And it's going to be 5-1. So Jax will save an M4. He can drop one. I think they'll need it because they were high rolling before. But a couple of close encounters means the money is actually a little bit fragile. So there we have it. Tyloo steal the round away, and it's all due to that pick. Lucky got one back, and the Deagle traded them out. Bentet is always backstabbing towards highway, it seems, and Body tried to negate his way through the smokes. Didn't work out, and we get into round 7 here. Excurate going for the A main pick again. He's just going to Molotov at the start to stop any sort of push and pick behind him.
Quick flash. Excurate already aggressive this time on the AWP rather than holding. He won't spot anyone toward quad. Boost to vents once more. And they'll jump off that and get away with it as well with the smoke still down on B main. Door open, confirmed at least by Lucky. Tyloo showing a bit of confidence in at least getting the map control this round. More aggressive. Already on the angles, door already opened. They want to try and figure out exactly where the defense are. Found the op at least. Kenny couldn't quite hit the shot. Excurate will get away. Even tried the wallbang that time behind the forklift. Why not?
Gotta give it a go. Well, Tyloo looking to avoid the reset here. They have got residual cash considering they won an eco. Molotov towards the vents here as they set up their attack towards mid. You can see Jax will have to jump out. That's exactly what it's designed to do. Flush out that position before they go for the mid control, so they don't have to worry about the vent. If it isn't smoked out, they can confirm it's clear. And here's the reaction play from G2. Getting control of A main. They've lost middle, so had to take territory elsewhere. In terms of the finished play here from Tyloo, it's not clear where they end up right now. It is going to be Shoxy ready and waiting. It's the orb close range. 1 bullet kill. Will they be ready for it? Absolutely not. Bomb goes down. Shoxy waiting for the reply. As Lucky holds beneath the boosted spot. He is in an ideal position to get maybe both kills here. They know exactly where somebody is, but there it is. Final kill comes through. Very clean from G2 there. Did they go for the double orb setup? This time they will. Kenny S. and presumably Lucky on the secondary orb. That will be thrown over. They're right back in control, but there is 1 buy available for the T side here. Attacker can drop a rifle, and they'll probably take a timeout here, I would imagine.
It's the time for it, it really is, because G2 is stretching their legs yet again. CT side start. We know that's not been the issue for them. So Tyloo just has to keep that in mind, keep this close. Mind you, with these two teams, I'm not going to hold this stat as Bible, but it is the T-sided map so far in this event. Cash
Yes.
is the only one above 50% T rounds.
It's the T side of G2 that hasn't looked amazing, though. That's where their coordination seems to be off, right? So I would say they absolutely need double digits in the first half, and they're currently really on course to do so.
Yeah, I was going to say 9-6-ish to give themselves a fighting chance. But double digits is probably not wrong with Tyloo, the way that they can play on CT as well.
It just gives you an extra buffer. You know, if you lose the pistol, you're not worrying too much. You've already got yourself established. But yes, obviously try and win as many rounds as you can in order to say 10's enough. You got to try and get every single one, of course. Double up set up for the first time. Lucky has proven himself to be quite the sniper. As you can see, Kenny is boosting behind the smoking connector. Didn't detect anyone there. As now a bit of utility exchange towards the A bomb site. Looks like they're going to be focusing towards middle as well. A pincer maneuver coming through. 2 players there. It's going to be a fast one from Tyloo.
Fast indeed. Already on the highway. Shox has no idea. He knows now. Snapped to his right, but couldn't do anything of it because they were already directly beside him on the site as well. And you might be right. They might save on this. Interestingly enough, before this round, 6 of 7 entry duels were won by G2. Meaning Tyloo was not getting the opening pick and not getting to bomb sites. That's one more that's gone Tyloo's way. So that alone has won them the round.
Oh, there it is. Detecting middle. Essentially open for them. They smoke the connector. They get that mid control. Go very quickly up towards highway. And you'd think with a double orb setup, they'd have that under control. But Shoxy goes down. No orbs to be seen. No shots landing on the CT side. And they make a fine decision to save the 4 weapons. Not a problem. Let the round go. No point of throwing money away. Not in a position to do so. As they hold up now in defensive angles. Kenny S. Right in there in T spawn, and the T's don't want to challenge that whatsoever. They're going to keep all 5 alive. So a nice change of pace there from the Chinese squad. As we'll see, it goes 6-2 overall. It's Tyler on the T side right now. Need to start stringing rounds together, but they haven't broken the money at all. As we said, 4 weapons saved is a great position to be in, and they'll be able to give Shoxy something, I'm sure. Might have to be a FAMAS or a UMP. You know, the scores, you can see top fragger Lucky. 9 kills. Nice to see him actually posting decent numbers. Hasn't been a huge talking point of this new G2 squad. Hasn't really set the world on fire with his performances. Oh, nice wallbang attempt there. Doesn't do too much damage even with the AK. You get like 5 or 6 bullets in someone's direction. You can get them down to about 40 health.
Bounced smoke in front of B main. Jax playing in front of it's going to actually extinguish the Molotov. Very good read. He knew exactly what was going on there, didn't he?
The thing is, that smoke, you actually want it to be a little bit more to the right. So you actually get a gap out of it. Unfortunately, that just blocks your vision. So if you're going to do that, you want to give yourself a little bit of a one-way smoke and try and use it. If you don't get that, it actually hasn't done anything for you.
For now, he'll still hold. Actually, take it back. He has rotated off, so he is back inside of the B site. Crossfire set as he goes well and truly onto the platform. He wants body to hold on the AUG instead. Meanwhile, back at mid, Shox realizing there's going to be some efforts put his direction. Smokes down to Z. Molotov's already clear out the vents. One that spewed beyond the hut. I don't know that it dropped behind sandbags, but that was the intent. And Kenny on the light pole. Waiting for a chance to strike, because body already spots them up. So they've gone B originally, back to mid, and now swing again. Jax, he's already found one on the op. Rotated off earlier on, and now he's going to hold the secondary angle. Commitment they have to do towards Shox as well. Difficult for the MP9. He can't really take this duel, but he can certainly distract enough to allow Jax to try desperately to get an angle. He's timed it all wrong. Execute gets the kill instead, and a chance he could win this as well, because Shox with 6 only does have that MP9, so going against full-armored Excurate. And they were going to go together, but Shox gives himself up to allow Lucky to hit the shot.
That's really well played from G2 there. You see the way they're using the low HP player essentially on the end of the fishing rod there. That's the bait, just to get the information and take the crosser away. If they have 2 targets available to them, they can't kill both at the same time with a rifle, and they punish hard. G2 managing to bounce back after losing the previous round. His body, like we always say, always a decent anchor, this guy. Managing to get at least 1 frag before he went down, and Shoxy with the MP9 still finding kills, and there's the trade. Great shot from Lucky. His numbers continue to swell as he hits 11 kills and 3 deaths. It's 7-2 overall for G2 here. Money still available to Tyloo with the bomb being planted, but it's starting to drain now. Next, Chris still has the AWP. There's that damage again. Body, as I said, if you hit a few shots, down to about half HP, so definitely significant.
Bintet trying to do what he can through the smoke. Somebody opens up the doorway, spamming back, but Kenny's going to get aggressive with the door closed. One of an option to hit the shot now. A lot of utility usage early on. Still, though, I say that, there's 4 smokes left over on the CT side, so it's been flashes for the most part to jostle for position. T-side's got 4 as well. Shock's up close, minute mark. No aggression on mid yet, but attacker always dropped off the boost.
They're going for an A split here, but not through highway. Oh, maybe they will. I know Bentet likes to play that position. It's a late
Shock's
boost.
pushed. He's in the cubby. I thought he might have pushed through, hearing the drop back the other way. Maybe he thought they were going to go over toward A, but he could still make. This is a.
Oh, we can see
the
it.
shadow. That's too
Hey.
easy. He realized it too. He looks up. Wait, that's above me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to be aware. So you can't see your own shadows in CSGO, just to be clear. So you don't actually know you're giving away that much information. It might not be translated that well, but either way, it's Kenny S now who knows heading towards A. 20 seconds remaining. He has to dodge his flashbang and try and hit the shot. He nails that one, and it's going to be Jax doing exactly the same. 4 versus 1. Bentet managed to do that on Mirage, and the bomb was planted. He'll get a couple of kills perhaps, but taken down in the end. And that shadow, it is a little bit much, isn't it? The fact that he has no idea, he's been completely spotted at that point, and down he goes.
It's usually why, well, that and also just because it's a common position.
It's so big as well.
Even he was like, he almost was about to aim at the shadow itself, it looked like. He was like, oh, wait. It often is a position you look straight down on as soon as you're there. But because they didn't clear the vents in the same fashion, or it had been some time since the utility was used in mid, didn't consider it. So Shonks gets one 8-2 for G2. And this is it. This map determines which of these 2 teams play next week and which one heads home. For Tai Lu, that's a significantly longer trip.
Absolutely so. And right now, it's not looking too good. As we keep saying, a T-sided map, and they're going to be pretty much full eco here. No armor, no nades, a couple of deagles as they use the Guardian boost there towards the Sunroom. Don't really get much for it, but that's much better. Bentet will at least get 1 kill towards middle. Highway box, Shocks will be dropped. And it's recovery mode now for the French, as Body does a great job there through the smoke aware. And will they be able to recover a rifle? That's the next objective if Italia. If they can get that, maybe they can cause some more damage. It's a little bit out of their grasp right now. Kenny just defending it right at this point. Gonna have to give it up.
Yeah, no choice. 2-2 split. Happy to do so. Kenny, just with the op, you can watch that highway position alone. Lucky you'll get the information that far forward in the site when they enter and give Kenny lots of opportunity to swing back.
You can see that blue laser looking towards Squeaky Door. As soon as they open it, Lucky's going to be ready to mow them down.
Needs to be. Assuredly is. It looked like he was ready for a flash instead, and exactly that. They open it up. He calls it. Kenny goes, all right, highway's not a problem. I'll look back your direction. Finds 2 himself. 9-2.
Very comfortable half from G2 here. Heads held high instead of in their hands. For once, it's been a really rough tournament for them, but maybe this is what they needed to wake up and actually translate some of the success they've had in practice. Speaking to a lot of the pros, I've been told they've been amazing online in practices. Everyone's been saying they're going to be lights out this tournament. We haven't really seen it here at this stage of the major, but it's looking very good in this third map. Huge pressure release for this team they can get through. Doesn't matter how difficult the path was, as long as they complete the journey and make it to the new legend stage. Will be forgotten. They can focus on the bigger teams, the bigger names that are all arriving next week. Here's Lucky. Nothing to write home about. Just making sure the bomb's denied. Kenny S hitting his shots as well. Love to see that. AKs across the board, no AWP. Execute 8 kills, top fragger. Down to the rifle this time. Round 12, we need to see at least 5 for Tai Lu.
G2's already hit the goal that I said was manageable. And they're not done now either, it seems.
Oh, doesn't do as much as I thought. Attacker. Lucky to take
CSGO,
5.
man. Nades don't do anything.
Well, seems to be the case. If Tyler can win this run, you can see the funds not actually that strong for GT right now. A lot of reinvestment on their side.
Deep smoke in mid. They'll presumably clear out Actually, I don't see. Okay, it is inside of the vents. It's just slightly off on the radar. It looks like it's behind, but they did Molotov it out. And they've done so toward the sandbags as well, so they're confident to take highway. Flash over. They do so quickly. Top highway smoke to add. We saw Tyloo start to line that up yesterday. They didn't actually throw it, but that's actually smart. They flash in. They know it's clear. Now they work up. They get in position. They hold. And the rest can go toward A main. They time this to perfection. They're going to go a little bit early, though. That smoke dissipates. They go, and the players at A main aren't there. So despite that they get that position, they do nothing with it. And they're already down 2. Lucky knows there's another one. Easy.
Yeah, easiest kill you'll get all game. Then Tap stuck at the ticket booth. I'm not sure they're going to get a frag out of this one. Maybe the one, actually nothing at all. Lucky will get 3 kills. Actually lucky to be alive, to be honest. The amount of damage he took, 10 HP. Ducking and diving around the bomb site. Keeps playing in that heaven position as well. It seems to be his go-to. And it's working out every single time. Good communication there. The A-split attempt again from Tyloo. This time unable to crack open the site. Lucky even able to spend a few seconds missing some shots there towards that ticket booth, but made up for it against Excurits, who now has no cash. They are on another eco with maximum loss bonus coming in next round. They can have a little partial buy here, but they've barely gone for that. Just 2 players of armor, and they're sending all 5 towards B. That grenade, that's all they're waiting for before they commit. Surely this is where Jax can show us what he's made of.
Swinging out. He's got a lineup. He's got 2. Out of ammunition, out of health, out of time. He's gone. Bomb picked up again, but it's Body with a similar lineup, and he takes down all 3.
That's a really satisfying little sequence for him. Didn't have to work too hard for it. The Org just mows through unarmored opposition. There he is on your screens right now. 11-2 G2. It's going to be Tyloo, who have it all to play for now. They need these last 2 rounds to stand any chance of us thinking they can do this.
They've got 4 rounds over the last 2 maps.
That's a very good point. Dust 2 is a complete blowout. And we did say going into Cash as well, it plays out a very similar style to Dust 2. It's a high fragging affair, mainly down to the mechanically gifted players to shine, and G2 has certainly delivered in that department.
Push up again for Shocks behind the smoke. I assume it's Shocks. Don't even have to look, really. He's been there so many times. Jax, he gets boosted into the vents. That's something to note. Shocks has pushed, what, 6 times probably in mid? Jax has been in the vents probably 7. Okay, they have at least been throwing the vent Molotov to distill him, but it's not like they've done so with someone at B waiting to get the kill when he drops out. It's not like they've even solved this default that G2 is throwing at them, and this default is going to mean default kills yet again. Just walk into Shocks.
Yeah, they've got nothing left at this point. That wasn't even a mid-take. That was everyone running through the tightest choke point. Didn't split it with the boost, and Shoxy at such a classic position for him as well. Out of all of his teams, he always plays middle, and holding that position, especially as the AK-47, he just makes him look foolish. 1 by 1 they go. He's not flashed. He's not pressured from above, and he can hit every single shot. That's some classic Shoxy gameplay right there. 12-2, looking likely to be 13. They'll have to buy up what they can here. With the max loss bonus, it'll be a mixture of Galils and AKs and a lack of utility as we enter round number 15. Not the match we were hoping for in the final map, to be honest.
No, and considering, again, based on the ratings of the teams and how they fluctuated based on performance this week, these 2 teams were the most evenly matched that we've had all week long. Not just today. I'm pretty sure they're the closest all week long. And it has turned out to be anything but. I suppose that shows what everyone says about G2, right? They should be so much better than they are. They just haven't been performing. Well, now we're starting to see signs of it.
Yes, just in the nick of time as well. But this round still might fall out of their grasp. It's Lucky looking to retake the mid area. My God, is he on a rampage this particular map. 18 kills to his name. It's the first half. It's a 3-on-2. He steals the lead away from Tyloo in this round. And it's up to Bented and Excurip. Certainly capable of winning this, but Jax has outpositioned them completely. This is difficult to flush out, but they are aware of the possibility of a CT getting in an advantageous spot. If he gets one of these kills, Matt, it's done. They need to get him cleanly. Not going to happen. There's no trade potential there, and it's up to Excurip, who's managed to post, 9 kills and 1 more, make it 10, as he has to go towards B now and hope for the best.
Hope for the best doesn't work enough. Body gets another kill for his name. 13-2 G2 Esports at half. Our last halftime of the series, our last map of the series, and it might be Tyloo's last in this event.
finally looking like they can cause some damage at this major. G2 look destined for the next stage of the tournament. Will they close it out early? You have to find out after this break.
Show me an opening in the clouds, and I'll take it. Yeah, reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Oh, 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 oh. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out.
IEM Katowice 2019, we finish out our Challengers stage today, but 2 spots to play for. One of them to be decided right now. G2 Esports at 13, Tyloo at 2.
It all comes down to this round, really. Tyloo need his pistol. They go on to the unfavorable side of the CT forces on cash. Some are 2 and 13, somebody 4 and 14. Attacker with 5. It's not looking good in the fragging department. That's been a real issue in the last 2 maps. 16-2 on the second map. Bente takes a bullet to the head. Smoke down towards connector. That will make him a little bit useless in that position now, especially with his low HP. As it looks like Attacker is doing a great job. Will Kenny S go for the trade? Doesn't look like he'll have a chance. As now the Molotov comes in, he actually will challenge. Kenny S gets this kill. They've got a chance, but Tyloo in full control now.
Body runs down Summer. Attacker just backed into the Molotov. I don't think he realized it was still behind him, or that he was so far back, because it did so much damage. Jax was easily able to dispose of him. Jax has to find 2 more. He can't do it. Tyloo will tie the series pistols at 3-3 and 1-1 on this map in particular. Get the 3rd round. We know T side's the issue for G2. Big ask.
Huge ask.
But it's a good start.
Well, that's what they needed. They've got it. Attacker pushing towards A main, managing to stay alive for a long, long time there. Did back off into the flames eventually, but still they win the round. Bentet denies the plant as well. We'll see AKs in the 3rd, I would assume. As it goes 13-3, G2 still so close to victory. If they can get this smoke down, I assume towards the highway position, they're going to try and get a plant down. So Shoxy goes towards A main. He'll smoke towards highway, just bouncing it off the box. He's actually opting against that. What's his plan here? Does he have a set smoke he's going to throw from here? What have we got?
Graffiti.
Something is about to occur. Let's follow this smoke. He must. I guess he's smoking towards B, just to pull someone away. So he shot at the window, just to suggest there's presence towards that side of the map. Now he'll get ready to throw. I guess they've got so much time, it doesn't really matter. Like we always say, try and get rid of some of that utility by showing a bit of B presence. So he shot the windows out. Now he'll go back and throw the original smoke I described. He'll bounce it from A main, confirm that's clear.
Fortunate there's not a stack on this A site with 4 players intending to walk out of the doorway.
Here's the smoke. And they'll make their way out, but it's an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, even still, it's an SMG staring straight down at the door. I thought they might at least trade off of him, but yeah, all for naught. So Shock's running around, putting on a little bit of a clinic for no reason at all.
Yeah.
It's now 4 rounds Tyloo.
But at least we could see his mentality. He's just trying to bait out a smoke or a couple of flashes towards B, and then the smoke towards highway obviously doesn't really do much as the SMG ready in a perfect position, mows them all down, and nothing can be done. They gave it a go, didn't work out, but they took a full eco, so they can get AKs in the 3rd here. We'll see those come out. If they can win this round, it'll be a quick finish. We'll see. As they go into their default here, actually sending 2 towards A main. They might double nade the entrance of the star here. He might actually commit up. They wanted to commit, but there was no smoke. They were ready to actually challenge that because they found no kills previously. It was unlikely there'd be an AWP up, so they might as well just go for it and see whether they could challenge the rifles on the other side. But the smoke lands in the nick of time for Tyloo, and it'll dissuade them from committing towards A.
That was almost like hitting replay right there. They both walked out and turned around in the same position. Just a funny little observation, but they'll go for the boost up. Molotov down, that'll extinguish. Summer's going to transition out of Z connector and over toward the bottom of highway. Blew out the vents to suggest a presence. Hoping that they'll look away then from underneath the drop. This Molotov goes to sandbags, just to note.
Does it?
Nope. Somebody again down below. This is why it's so strong, but he's not expecting a second player, and Kenny S will get the shot back.
Not really playing off each other, the CTs there. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but here's the reaction. A boost towards events could prove fruitful. 35 seconds now. They've got one smoke remaining. I think that they smoke highway again, Molotov quad, and try and trade out kills. It's going to be a very basic approach, but still with the AKs, it might be a worthwhile one. We'll see. I assume we see the same smoke used. There it is. And then in they go.
And they go toward attacker, though. And the AUG, we know how strong it is. Finds two. Shocks on the trade. Watch the smoke down at the top of highway. Okay, it's going to be Kenny. He actually saves Shocks. That's a brilliant kill. I thought Summer was going to wrap around, push through the smoke, try and catch them off. He goes to deny the bomb. It's exactly what Kenny wanted him to do, but Bintet above finds Kenny, and Shocks nowhere else to go, gets traded immediately. They'll pull it back on the Tyloo side.
They make it down to the 1 versus 1. They didn't have much left there for the final execution. That smoke comes through. The quad Molotov delivered as well, but Attacker with 2 kills with the AUG will save the round. It's going to be Bentet to get that defuse in, no problem at all. Money at about 4k per player. Like I said, the CT's not really playing off each other. That trade came in pretty quickly, but the AUG doing so much damage there. It saves the round, and Bentet manages to get efficient communication from his teammate and will win out in the 1 versus 1, no problem at all. So there we go, 13-5. No reason to force it. Kenny has, just to note, he's gone for this with the Galil. You don't really want your sniper investing this. This has been a problem throughout the tournament. I've noticed it a few times, even when the games we haven't casted. It seems like he's the one who's doing the tactical purchasing when it should be one of the main riflers, really.
Shoxy, I think, was trying to be cheeky and suggest that someone was inside the smoke by shaking his mouse, but no one is there. He's not as clever as he thinks he is. He's looked pretty clever today.
Works better with a crowd.
Does work much better with a crowd, yes. It's actually almost a tactic. Try and bait some noise out of the crowd. Obscurate will have limited vision over toward B, but that will soon subside.
So Body's lining up the smoke for Heaven. Bounce that off. Should go up there. It's pretty reliable smoke, indeed. As they've actually broken through the initial smoker. This is very uncomfortable for the CTs. What a shot that is. Excurant had such a rough game here, but he might get another one. He have to go for a quick scope here, and he hits it, but it didn't get the kill. G2 actually win this one.
That's remarkable that he hit the first shot, but he just couldn't follow it up. If he had hit all 3 of those, that would have been one of the best rounds all week. It won't transpire, and G2 find 14. This is their first on the T side, but it means just 2 to go, as Attacker has to hang on to the AUG as well. There's no money for 3 players. So him holding a gun, Bintet can force. Summer's going to be scraps, but he can force as well. Did they do it? Did they go for that? They have 1 timeout left. They might want to use that. Attacker's going to make it a little more costly on the T side, which maybe that favors the Force, because now you know you can break them down quicker by the reinvestment, but still it's the same situation if you lose.
Well, Kenny upgrades his Galil to an AUG, so his purchase into this round. It didn't find a kill, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. There's the AWP. He manages to get it at the end of the round, and Attacker might be dropped here as well.
Shock
oh
saw
my goodness.
Shock saw him just before he got behind the blue crate.
Wow. Well, that's a huge kill to get, because you can see the money is absolutely wrecked. Bentek will probably buy an AWP at this point, or he could drop a couple of FAMASs.
Well, this is the thing, because if they saved that AUG, I think they'd go for this. Now I don't know what you do.
Well, you're 14-5 down. You're going to take a timeout and discuss your options. I think they just have to buy the AWP and hope that Bentek can do something absolutely wild. That would be my only advice at this point. Rely on your star to make something absolutely remarkable happen. Will that be the case, or do they allow this to go 15-5 in the final map? Looks like G2 have booked themselves a place in the next stage of the tournament. They are going to buy. You can see Attacker confirms that with the MP9 purchase. What does Bentet buy, though? He did get the AWP and hand it to Excura, who has not been performing on this map. He alone will have a UMP now. So Bentet, selfless in this round, drops the sniper over. Excura couldn't even afford an AWP. He'd have to drop the UMP for the teammate. Last chance to loot. Flash towards middle. Fast pick from Kenny. Oh my god, that was ridiculously close.
Attacker gets up with the MP9. Molotov's going to bounce down, land on top of the hut again. I think that failed as well. You can see he scurried inside of the cubby to try and get away from it, but now they realize they've got the position. Boost on either side. Who comes out on top for this? Somebody's going to go up. Shocks is waiting with the AK, but neither will spot the other. I love that this position is designed like this, that both can be there, but you don't see each other right away.
He's only got the 5-7 on the other side, so huge advantage for Shoxy. This is a standoff. Who will blink first? Holding position, Shoxy aware of the possibility of a CT jumping over. You can see the picture-in-picture there as well. They're right next to each other. Both seem to be aware of it.
The fact that they're... okay, this is next level. Forget the boost for the CTs. They're done. Oh, or are they? Good shot from attacker, but that's still going to reveal to Shox that they're there. They pushed B, and they elect to boost backwards with a smoke down without knowing the site. That's not common.
And again.
Wow, that's one way to take mid. Both of them were sitting there, just targets waiting to be taken as soon as that happened.
That's really nice from G2, and now they head towards B. 2 players there. Kenny S patrolling the area with the sniper. Bentep is such a difficult spot to get multi-frags from. You gotta be detected. His teammates smoked out of the situation as well. They're going to be aware of this. Bentep needs to at least post a frag. It looks like this could be map points unless he mows both of them down. That's the only way they win around 10 seconds remaining here, Matt. They have to find him straight away. It looks like he might have done enough.
It's done.
5 seconds, and it is somehow he wins the round from that spot. That's insane.
And one looked at heaven. They both were looking the opposite directions, got in each other's way, and he gets it, staying alive. Desperate force buy, keeps G2 on 14. Money's not great for them. It's not terrible, but it's not great for them at this point. That's a massive play from Bintet. That's extremely lucky as well.
It's the only way he wins that round. If they line up and don't check that position. That's actually insane.
Well, there you go. Let's see how this unfolds. Imagine.
We can't have that conversation yet.
We can't, but if we ever get to that point, think back on the last round. That's all I'm going to say. Bintet is going to catch them. Oh, going over, but Xcure hit the first shot of the AWP. He's limited because he has to go to the pistol. Jax killed Lucky trying to find him, however, and that's given somebody a chance back into it. He's gone aggressive. He knows Kenny's in front. Bomb's down behind him. He doesn't have to commit to this peak, so instead, he does the smart thing and holds in the corner to wait for his teammates to arrive on the site. Shox, he's heard him drop in. Very aggressive with the MP9. Got the information that both are there and got a kill on top of it. Shox versus 2.
Hasn't got the AWP just yet. Still in the CZ and presumably taken down. He's now been spotted. He knows Summer has dropped. He needs an opportunity, though. Shoxy, the absolute master of clutches. No utility, no gun recovered. All out of his grasp.
I think he's going to stare straight to that corner and peek. And Heaven's not going to have the angle on it. Summer's got to make sure he nails the shot. He's only on a UMP. I know that sounds weird only, but the headshot potential from the CZ.
Shock spotted him. I don't think Summer did in return.
Exactly. I saw that coming a mile away. Shox heard him drop down, go into the corner, knew exactly what to do. He needs to get to a second weapon, though. The fact that he's gone back this way and opened the angle to attacker is actually fortunate for Tyloo. If he went underneath, that could have been a whole different round.
You're absolutely right. Good effort from Shox. Not enough, though, I'm afraid. It's Jax actually ended up killing his teammate here. So unlucky, did like 2 damage. Shox could have got round number 15 on the board there in the 1 versus 1, but a great shot from attacker at the end with the AUG. Saves the day. Mac 10's coming out. They're not going to fully invest into this by the looks of things. Just going to try and get that bomb down with a partial buy. They don't want to ruin this game from incorrect financial decisions. So Mac 10's 3 of them. You don't see this too often. It's Kenny again, who invests the majority of his money with the AK. It's weird they keep focusing him to be that player.
Well, interestingly enough, you say that, but we're 20 rounds done, and he and Lucky, Kenny and Lucky, have won all of their entry duels. So they haven't won all their duels, but every time they're entering, they've been successful. They're 5 of 5.
It's a very good start.
So you can kind of see why maybe the AK works if he's going to be successful at winning those exchanges.
Works.
Yep, that does. Sure.
Mac 10 entry like that. What? Okay, that could be round in itself.
Why are they going one at a time? Thankfully, Summer. Thankfully, he's there because somebody was well beyond enemy lines. He still might be because Summer's been caught off. Somebody goes down immediately after. Attacker. 1 on 3. You can listen to that tick. That's going to be burning in their ears at this point because the round is gone and it's 15-7. Their tournament might be gone with it.
Well, Kenny S ends up getting 2 frags with that rifle, so you definitely can't argue with it now. It seems to be working out for them. It's just an odd one that he spends the majority of his cash. He's the superstar AWPer, It just feels like you've got other firepower there and other stars that can pick up the rifle, but it's working. So really can't argue with it too much. 15-7, one more round will do it. We'll say goodbye to Tai Lu and hello to New Legends for the G2 boys. And they've got a huge advantage here as well. Just against the Pistols, this is where it should end.
24 kills for Shocks, just to note.
Yeah, great game again. He had a fantastic showing yesterday, and finally he's waking up into this tournament just in the nick of time.
Smoke already down Z, Molotov to sandbags. Somebody's forced back up highway. Just as Kenny wants to get into position. Flash, peek. Did get around the corner before Kenny could spot him, but that's okay. Thought he was going to give himself up on a platter at that point, but still stays alive. Smoke down. Kenny can hold the angle. They know that he was trying to jump above before, so he might do it again. Body spots somebody doing it. Gets the kill. Man advantage to G2. Comes at a bit of a cost. There's some damage done to Kenny, but they've got the advantage. That's all that matters.
I think he needed himself slightly there as well. That should be fine. 5 versus 3. It's up to Excura here. He's presumably going to be taken down as well. He's still 1 kill away, but he's actually got no HP left. That's going to be it. Summer completely removing this situation. G2, such a rocky start to the major for them, but it looks like they've done enough. 16-7. It is Tai Lu knocked out of the tournament, and G2 progressed to the new legend stage. They've done it, Matt. The big names have been successful today.
I guess that's all that matters, considering how this started for them. There was a lot said online about their performance and how abysmal it really was, to the point where G2 made a tweet addressing it, saying that they know that this is unacceptable, despite how good they were in practice. They were not pleased as an organization with their 5 players. Well, apparently, they've turned things around. They'll join Vitality, both French teams making it through to the top 16.
Yeah, it's an exciting prospect, actually, and we're actually seeing some signs of life now. G2 could actually cause some damage in this tournament if they keep that level up. The problem has been it's so inconsistent, and their T-side still need a lot of work. They were lucky to post so many rounds on their CT forces there, but they've got a few days now to address some issues, and hopefully we see their best foot forward in the next stage of the tournament.
The interesting proposition as well is that so long as you win at least one map in the next stage, you skip the minors. We nearly had Vici and Tai Lu making it through, both so close. It would have been remarkable for the Asian minor, because if they were able to be successful in the next round, just that one map, we would have had another group of talent potentially making their way forward, which would have been a neat storyline in itself. Nonetheless, Vici, Tai Lu, they both bow out. We're ready to send it over to the desk and discuss G2's fortunes.
Fortunate for G2 that they managed to stabilize on cash, absolutely, and that was, of course, Sadicist and Henry G, your casters for that one. Tai Lu, close but unable to do it in a best of 3, does seem to be the often rather appropriate conversation at the end of their journeys here at the major. Best of 3s and map pool development, I guess, is going to be the conversation for them in the long run. I'm joined by Pimp and Sponge, and we've got ourselves G2. A huge wipe of sweat from their brow, I'm sure, Chad.
Sigh of relief.
But we have to reflect. I mean, this is a hard-fought win, sure, but G2 do seem to be finding, like, this isn't just Tai Lu not looking shaky. This seems like G2 have started to find their form.
These are blowouts, right? When you think about this, over the last 2 best of 3s they played against Fnatic and Tai Lu, the tougher opponents for these guys, over the 4 maps that they were able to win, they only dropped the 22 rounds. So these were all games where they just came in and absolutely smashed their opponents out of the server. And if G2 can look like this on a continuous basis on more maps, that's a very positive sign. And what's even better is the fact that the young guns of Jackson Lucky are actually contributing, and that was something that I really had issues with. But once again, we saw it with the Ninjas in Pajamas, now we're seeing it with G2. The veterans, the pedigree, the experience, it shines over, sure, talent, but Tai Lu flopped after the first 2 best of 1s.
Yeah, so G2 get through with a win versus Vegas Squadron, a best of 3 versus Fnatic, and a best of 3 versus Tai Lu. Those are their 3 wins to secure them in the top 16 and, of course, the Legend stage next week. Jacob, what's your take on all of this?
I mean, we got to see, as Chad said, the youngsters coming in from G2 playing a solid role in this win. Not only today, but also yesterday against Fnatic. And I think that was the vital part for G2, that all the members of the team contributed in a good way. Also, we got to be a little bit critical of Tai Lu. I feel it was really not a great showing. I know it's G2 playing well, but on the other hand, it started out so well for Tai Lu, right? We were thinking to ourselves, all right, this is a team that is here to play. We see 2 new changes coming into the team. The first 2 matches they play here at the majors is a 16-8 win and a 16-3 win against some very prominent teams. So the fact that they can go from such a high to this low is a little bit worrying, and simply not good enough.
I do think I just want to grab Jonta as soon as I can and just ask him what's his take on all of this.
Sure.
What does he think? I mean, like, what would you expect his answer to be there, Chad, in that circumstance?
Jonta's at time, right? And that's going to be the one, because this is a relatively new roster. But I'm going to put down some facts facts right here. That we've either been, Tyloo are either fantastic snake oil salesmen, or the teams that they played in those earliest stages of the tournament didn't practice to the same way that they should have. They didn't prepare for this. They didn't, look at their opponents. They were blown out of the water by a Tyloo who you couldn't prepare for, but maybe they weren't up to scratch. Maybe they didn't boot camp hard enough because they were the best of one games that they went down in, the likes of Cloud9, for example. They get a chance again to show, hey, is it still going to be the experience and pedigree? But for Tyloo, I still think this is the factor, Alex. 2 Indonesians, 3 Chinese, having a coach who's speaking English, it's never going to work. I don't think that's ever going to be, they're never going to be able to come over that factor. That's always going to be there.
And yet, if they could all somehow communicate, I think this would be a team destined for the top 16. It's tough. It is. The conversation will continue. But at the moment, I do have a chance to actually hear from Kenny S himself. So we're going to take it. We're going to see what he's feeling after a pretty tough test to get to the Legends stage.
Well, not surprisingly, Kenny S is pretty happy to be stood here right now, but I've got to ask what happened between the first and second map, because the look on Shox' face was absolute despair. So how did you guys pull it together in that break?
Well, it's pretty much the same than the previous days. We're struggling. I mean, we actually got a pretty good city side, could have been better. But as soon as we started playing T-side, we started playing scared like the other days, and that was really frustrating somehow. So yeah, when you're lacking communication and you're playing scared, everyone is pretty much not playing their A game. I mean, everyone is really focused on the radar, really focused on what's happening on the map because everything is not clear. So that's pretty much what happened on the first map.
Well, here's the thing, guys. You are in the new Legend stage, right? So congratulations for that. However, you know who you're going to be facing there. We've got FaZe, we've got Astralis, we've got Liquid, Na'Vi. Are you going to be able to take any of them down?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we prepared really well for that tournament. But we've shown a lot of weaknesses during our best of one and during our first map in the best of 3 as well. So we got to be ready and we cannot let anyone... I mean, we have to beat ourselves because sometimes it's really hard for us to find our rhythm. We found it on the second map today again, like yesterday, but we can't afford any mistakes.
Well, bonne chance next week.
Merci.
And let's head back to the desk.
Ooh la la, très bien. We do have to close this one out rather quickly, but I want to make sure we put the final closing thoughts on not only that interview, but also Tyloo and their departure from this tournament. Jacob, how would you summarize the experience that what we've learned from Tyloo's appearance here?
It started out really strong. It started out giving us a lot of hope in this Tyloo lineup. I know that you are alerting to the fact that the communication issues are always going to be a vital part of this lineup, and I agree it's not going to be fixable, but they were still able to qualify at the major last time around, and they were very close this time around as well. They did win the 2 first matches. They did lose to NIG, I believe, in a 16-14, 16-13 affair. So they showed glimpses of what we can expect from them in the future. They need time. They need to glue together, but it was simply not good enough when it mattered the most.
Yeah, we're going to see Tyloo. He's obviously just have to get on Duolingo or something, and then Chad will be happy. But for now, it does seem like communication was their worst enemy, as was themselves. That's the end for Tyloo. They are eliminated. G2 will be tested by the very best in the top 16 next week. And we have one more spot. 2 teams, Cloud9 versus Winstrike, to determine who will be the final team in the Legend stage here at IEM Katowice 2019. Join us after the break.
Yes, that's right. The
pre-match in the Swiss round 5 continues. These teams with a 2-2 record are looking to lock in their slot here at the big boy stage over in the Spoding. My name is Tristan Saranthus, resuming the responsibilities of Alex Machine Richardson, who does have the rest of the evening off, and this will be the last best of 3 of the day. So we brought in some of the best in Sean Gares and Chad Burchill. Guys, we got Cloud9 versus Windstrike.
So we didn't bring in some of the best.
And that's Chad Burchill.
Cloud9 won a major.
Yep, it's true. Can't take it back now.
Only English-speaking team. Actually,
well,
are they the only English-speaking team to win a major?
Well, technically, the Swedes speak English pretty good.
That doesn't count, though. They weren't.
Yeah. Still won the major, though. That's the big storyline there. But that major win is so far away from where we see Cloud9 right now, and that seems to be the unfortunate truth. Yesterday, we got a good taste of what 16-1s feel like, and then they did have a bit of saving grace there on the side of Cloud9. Now, that grace all needs to come down and transfer into what is the vetoes. We do already have them up on the screen in front of us. It's going to be Nuke, Overpass, and Mirage. And let's just go ahead and start talking about Nuke, boys.
Well, World Data is the highest rated player for the side of Windstrike on Nuke. So the fact of the matter is, if Cloud9, like I'm assuming, have a very shallow map pool and they can't even get a basic smoke wall down, World Data is just going to eat them alive on the CT side. I assume the fact of the matter is they will be starting on that T side, though, so it's going to be the pacing. The thing is, when Nuke is the first map of a series in a best of 3, starting on the T side, you never really want to do that, but it being the first map, it could be okay, right? They could catch them off guard, not warmed up, because we've seen Cloud9 start slowly before.
Yeah, so what's interesting here is Cloud9 has never played Nuke. But the problem is that they don't really play Dust 2 or Train, so they were forced to play Nuke here. This is going to be the first time we've seen them on Nuke. I don't know what to expect, and they left it in the pool when they played FaZe at E-League. So they're obviously capable of playing it, but who knows where they stand?
Well, we don't have a whole lot of time to stand around because it is just about time to get a nuke. In fact, I need to ask you guys where you're standing on this one yourselves.
Look, the first map, I think, just because what we know that Windstrike actually have this in their map pool, I have to lean towards them. Cloud9 have been warming up into this tournament. I think Windstrike have shown some good individual performances, and they've had some maps of their own. But all in all, I see this being another one that goes 3 maps, but the first one for Windstrike.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and copy exactly what Chad said. I see this.
Copying my homework.
It's like that one guy in the group project just kind of shows up and then he's got all the same answers. Well, I don't have the answers for you, but surely the implications are there what this matchup means. It now starts that one of these teams will be going home and one will be going forward. They brought it all the way the distance, all the way here to the end, and now they're fighting for their lives in Katowice. Of course, we do have a commentary duo to rival the best, if not the best, on hand. We do have Henry G and Sadakis who are going to be taking us into Nuke here. Cloud9 versus Windstrike starts right now.
Thank you so much, Trace. Yes, it absolutely does. And it starts on Nuke, which is a bit surprising, perhaps, but they broke it down wonderfully. Cloud9 don't have a big depth right now, and it kind of forces them to be on this map.
Yeah, the fact you see Nuke as the first pick is obviously a tactical decision from Windstrike. It's on a map you see too common in the first outing in a best of 3, but they want to shut down the potential that Cloud9 have never played it officially. So there we go. I'm sure Cloud9 have practiced it, as Sean pointed out. They left it in the pool at E-League, so they've probably got something up their sleeve. They will be able to start on the CT side at least, seeing as it's Windstrike's pick. So some positives to come out of it. We don't know. We have no idea. You can see it looks like Cloud9 are the favorites, but as we get into it, we'll have a look at the buys. 2 smokes suggest that Windstrike head towards outside. And actually, what have we got here then?
Interesting. That's going to go second. Wow, that's very well thrown.
Just the decoy.
Second skylight decoy on top of the site.
Just to maybe bait out a smoke like early on. You think it's something else?
Rush is right there, though. So all it really is a nice, clever throw, but it doesn't really do much. So Cloud9, holding as a result of this, have automatic on the kit. And the rest, ready to brawl. Stacked up at ramp position as well. They've left outside open. They want to just be able to rotate quickly. That's the goal. And the rotations from ramp going upper mean to go heaven. Rush needed to stay efficient. He only got 1. The single smoke is covered off the top side of the ladder as well. So Zelsis goes forward. He's going to flank around, wants to hold off on Lobby. But bomb already planted. And Norbert holding as he is towards Squeaky. Not to mention a fantastic position from World Edit. We saw it just off to the right. Zelsis really had no chance back into it. Flasha has to pretty much do all the hard work because the kit still holds for automatic, but he won't be able to duel as effectively without that armor. He's got to go, though. He's going to give it a try. Checks behind the vents. Standard position. Good shot on the Waylander. Down to the man who's got all of the work to do, plus the chance to defuse it. He's got a smoke on top of the bomb, but unfortunately, They're all over him, and already knifing it as well. Tries to tap it and bait him in. That does pull one through. He's still got time on this. He can knife it back. It's a counter knife, but Boomich is going to get it. At the very least, that would have given more money to Automatic. Now it's more money to Boomich.
That almost got a little bit scary for them. If he'd have knifed them in return and gone for a defuse, that would have been absolutely wild. Winstrike, the heavy favourites on Nuke for sure, just because of the lack of information we have on Cloud9 on the map. You can see a nice upper approach here. The Molotov towards the CT then actually didn't land. It was a decent approach. It did get the frag, but ultimately the CT player didn't have to move there. And it will be Rush getting one kill and Flusher unable to trade as he held towards Heaven. Heading towards that side though. No force buy here from the CTs. We're going to see plenty of rifles out and a couple of SMGs as well. Very standard procedure. Smokes down. Winstrike look efficient on this map. Oh, they actually take a dink on their way through. Ordered at 50 HP. But no one down lower, I would assume. It looks clear to me.
Quick, getting the first shot already. Automatic trying to do damage as well. Did he just... No, Waylander's damage was done before. Sorry. I thought it looked like he lined that up and actually hit it with the pistol headshot through the garage, but I don't see red on the HUD. So that indicates it was not done then. Bomb planted. Here's a real benefit for the radar.
Yeah.
That's upper and lower for you.
Yeah, it's the only map that has multi-layers to it, so we have to demonstrate how it works.
Kind of. Overpass to some extent, but it's not stacked quite the same way. It's actually a very hard thing to do. I remember in MapCore when we were judging, there was someone that attempted, I think they may have won the first season of MapCore, that attempted to make a multi-layered map, but it's not an easy thing to balance.
No, definitely not.
As proof with Nuke, let's just say. But it's become a lot better, certainly on this iteration. And the T's are leading now. They'll get their second round on Winstrike.
Ooh, good job from Kirishima. That's plenty of money farmed. He's got 5k now and an MP5, which is actually useful on the CT defense. 2-0, but some extra cash there. He could even drop over an AWP if he really wants to.
The benefit of dropping the AWP in this situation as well is that it would have armor, right? You would presume that they buy armor, drop it over. It's not a glass cannon, otherwise it would be. And he had the armor to carry himself, so everything's lovely. They don't even... they did keep the MP5. Zelsis is going to have it. He's been a team player about that. He's willing to play the lesser weapons to make sure his teammates are in good positions.
Yeah, I've certainly been a critic of his performance so far. Oh, maybe there's that as well. That was not thrown correctly. But yesterday was great. Against Furia, managed to step up and get them to this position. Smokes have missed all over the shop.
That's the one. That's the one that missed. It was almost like the bind key didn't work.
It looked like his head would hit something.
Either way, it's a massive problem for them because they don't get a player in towards Secret as was the intent, just to get that one player down there and hold it so that they had options. Instead, they now have to put 3 players outside to follow up. He got there in the end. Waylander's down there, but he's known. An Automatic holding off toward at lockers will catch out the rest crossing over as well. So he's going to have issues. Won't get full vision. Decent attempt with the AUG from that angle. Keep in mind that Zelsis is downstairs, so he's got to be well aware of the fact that they're going by. They've cleared out toward control. He's got great position on the catwalk. Vents no longer come in that way, and Kiyoshima's already holding the ramp, which means they have to confront him directly. He gets the advantage of the angle no matter how they play it. New box covered off. Orange is not. Kyo will burrow into that position, and they do attempt to try and spray behind the silo to spot Zelsis, but he's playing the corner.
Oh, did he actually end up molotoving his teammate? I
think he did. I don't know where that came from. It definitely was on that direction, but did it bounce off something and roll down? Either way, Keo had to go running. Bomb's still down. Zelsis is still up, and it's just Norbert left over, so it should work out for Cloud9, and it will. Flush is going to close the round. I do need to look at that again. Yeah, where did that Molotov come from?
Like maybe the flames just spilled over and ended up going down towards lower. It looked like he threw it correctly to me, but maybe the Molotov just came in from the T side. Either way, they win the round, so it's not a huge talking point, and that's a bit of a nightmare situation for Winstrike. They missed their smokes outside. Difficult to recover that situation. They were taking a lot of damage, couldn't cross over safely, and things starting to go wrong. So, 5 orgs on the CT side. Nuke is the perfect map to use that weapon. Outside especially, lots of long-range duels, and we'll see if they want to buy the AWP. Automatic is the sniper of the team, but he's also a world-class rifler. Flush up, holding outside for now. World Edit has the AWP. Has consistency issues. He has the open position. Getting on top of T-Red. He's going to have 2 players in front of him. He'll nail this first shot, but does he get taken down in return? He doesn't. Down to 16 HP. Lovely shot It's a common position Automatic was in. Normally good for 1 kill, but spotted it pretty far in that spot. He gets the initial opening frag, and it's a 5-on-4. And they're going to drop those smokes and not necessarily use them.
Good point made on Twitter about the opening pistol round. That decoy would have actually broke out the window, which was noticeable, but the smoke went through it later, which we didn't see that. We actually snapped off to watch. So basically, it doesn't break the window when the smoke comes in. It gives you that extra split second to try and execute. So potentially that's what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Used to do that with an HE, but obviously a decoy's $50, so in the pistol round, just use that.
Sure.
Waylander to open up the door. Keo's going to be smoked off. Rush could have vision. Oh, good timing on the flash. He gets one. Panic spray behind him, but Flusha was able to control the situation for him, and now they could just settle into it on the upper site. Worldedic can't even find the op shot, and Norbert still outside, nowhere to go.
I like that serve from Keo as well. You're feeling uncomfortable on the hut, just chuck it on the top of it like that, sticks in the corner, and if they do flash you, they don't have much of a chance to actually kill you there. Worldedic with the opening frag, but that's all they get. It's got to be 2-2, and 4 players surviving in Cloud9. We weren't sure what they'd present here, but they seem pretty comfortable in these gun rounds, and they've actually broken the money down to almost nothing here on the Windstrike side. Here's Flusha getting it down, backing his teammates up. You can see that all coming to full effect. No scope required. As Zelsis, great work outside as well to find Norbert, who has been finding a lot of success this tournament, his rookie season. First major, certainly turning some heads. Windstrike won't have anything here, just Glocks, no armor, a couple of P250s at the very most. As they'll try their luck towards upper, bomb down. Doesn't sneak his way down the vent. As they go towards ramp, Zelsis should be able to find both, maybe even the third here, absolutely. And that's a very clean round from Cloud9.
Yeah, he's going to have a big task holding off on ramp. It's not so much that people contest it as frequently anymore, but it's extremely important to be efficient, to find 1 or 2 kills, or to know when to cut your losses and rotate out early.
Yeah.
So it is a very important to the overall complexion of the round. It's an important position to play.
It's a fine art playing ramp. You have to know when to fall back, even if it's the fact of, sure, I could get a kill here, but it's more beneficial just to stay alive and let them have the ramp room. Obviously against pistols, I don't have to talk about it too much, but yes, one of the absolute gods is Zipex. You want to watch him.
Exactly what I was going to mention, but it's something, and you're right, against pistols, it's not the craziest thing, but it's just a note. Keep an eye on that through the half.
Yeah.
Because if they want to Windstrike, if they think that that's a weakness, if Zelsis is the weakest player, they could exploit that. They could try and challenge him. Flusha has no gap to fire at this time. The smokes actually land, and they will get down toward the secret staircase quite aggressively. Zelsis, knowing that, getting that call, has rotated effectively. So again, even if they don't contest ramp, he needs to know when to make the decisions.
Oh, he's not going to get killed from Decon. Oh, yeah, he's aware of it now. So drops the incendiary, and the T's should be able to take him down. It's not the greatest spot. He needs to reposition maybe down towards Shadow. Yes, that would be better for him.
Smart played. Couldn't hit the shots. Molotov gave him a chance to focus on Decon, and even when he was blind, he just tried to stagger his step just enough. He looks all right so far in this position. 2 again for him. Bomb down, but picked up and recovered. It'll go to the corner, the safe side of Old Toxic.
Yeah, it's a great plan, nice and open. Makes the CTs very vulnerable when they go for the defuse here. Automatic on the sniper, and you can see it's really working out for him. Just Boomich now, holding behind the silo, and you don't think he's going to do much with this.
You don't think so, but he's trying to make it... Oh, if he had hit one of the 2 of those, he's trying to make it interesting. Could have worked out. Bomb will be defused. We get now another round, a 4th for Cloud9, and that's a 4th in a row as well. Bomb plant, 4 rounds. Tons of money, actually, on the Windstrike side. They'll buy again.
Zelsis didn't look like he was good for 2 frags there, but he did a great job. Rush detecting presence outside. That was the shot that really secured it for Cloud9. Automatic aware of the push towards ramp. Nails it. Boomich isolated in the 1 versus 3. They're down to just pistols again, it seems. As we'll see the Tech 9s, or CZ I should say, and a PT50 as a Deagle purchase at the end. Wayland at 0 and 5 right now, but very early on in the stages here. Cloud9 with 4 rounds in a row after losing the pistol. Upper approach coming through, but bullets in return. And will be Kiyashima to open things up as Norbert makes his way towards main entrance, making a ton of noise there, surely taking down.
That's optimistic, isn't it?
Indeed.
Flashes the big garage and just thinks, rather than even challenge main, I think it might have been well suited just to take the fight, but wants to run by it and get outside. Kind of where Quick is now.
Yeah, there's a player in garage though, so they should take care of this, no problem.
Don't want to give it too much of a chance. But Cloud9. Ooh, baby.
Flasher likes a knife, doesn't he?
Absolutely. Absolutely, he does. More money. I was going to say, Flusha now has, he only has 3750. He's one of the players that had reinvest this round.
Oh, we got a plan out of this. Oh, will he?
Yep.
Yes, he will.
Just barely. Goes down to the flames. Zelsis will get it and get the defuse. Nearly burns himself alive, but that's fine. He knew the timing. Wouldn't have been the end of the world. Though early in the half, you certainly don't want to give money away, and that was the point I was going to make, is that Cloud9 keep all five. There's 5 on the team alive. But again, that max loss bonus comes into effect, and it's another plant.
That's the sound of the knife. Flusha gets himself an extra $1,500 there. Takes his total now to $7,200, but it's Rush who's high rolling on 11K. Kiyoshima $12,000. So they got plenty of money now. Really built themselves a nice defense as we get to the next gun round here. That bomb planted, they can bring out the orb for world edits. It's not super effective though. It's not like you can be a superstar sniper on Nuke. It's like you can get the opening pick, and that's pretty much your responsibility. Maybe in the post-plant scenario, you can have some more impact, but difficult to be a showstopper on Nuke with the orb. ADR 6 for Waylander, really struggling to get into this one. They win the pistol, and so far Cloud9 don't look too rattled from that. Oh, they've stabbed each other in spawn. Come on, boys.
Henry G, tilt 101.
Can we just stop making that a thing?
Well, World Edit's got a thing going on outside. Kiyoshima's caught. That's the first time they've had the opening pick. Certainly outside for sure, as Flusha now has to hold it with the AUG instead. He'll do it at a passive approach. Off angle to watch the hut. Excuse me, the main entrance at the very least. Norbert might be spotted. Yeah, he was, but too late. He's already dropped down. At least it confirms to Flusha they are going to be outside, and he's aware that they could wrap around. Poor flash from his teammate nearly costs him, but thankfully for his sake, they didn't walk out any further from the blue crate, and he could hear Norbert.
He wants more?
Retreat. I'm surprised he does, because Norbert was retreating. He had that one absolutely, but to find a third, no way, and it goes back to a 3-on-3.
Oh my goodness, that was sick from Flusha. I'm surprised he went for another one, but why not, I guess. You're low HP. Almost took down another. Zelsis, the player, got stabbed at the start. And we'll see him challenge towards the garage there, but only doing a little bit of damage. But Rush could do a lot more from this position. Manages to get on the T silo here. They won't be aware of this. It's not a common position. That's a kill for him. No problem, I say that. He follows up the grenade. That could actually do it. Not quite deep enough. So that flank was so promising, but unfortunately didn't get the kill. He'll have to pull back.
Rush jumps down onto the ledge in lobby. So a CT in lobby, usually indicative of the fact that they know exactly what's going on the map. Radar split again. You can certainly see that one's downstairs on either side, and Automatic's going to have challenges. The fact they've wrapped all the way around and they've got toward the ramp, he's got to be very careful, and he certainly is. But he's not aware of the second player that I was getting to was Waylander. Bomb to be planted as a result. Rush could potentially deny. He gets the second player instead. Quick, able to trade off of it, and it's around for Winstrike. 5-3, they're third. But what it does mean is that they get around after 5 going against them. Thankfully, they'll be able to buy, but only one player surviving means they'll be very limited if they're not careful this round.
Need to be extremely careful here. Cloud9 know they can shut this down. They've got plenty of money in reserve. You can see even after the full investment, they still have around 3K on most of them. Rush and Kiyoshima still with 7,000. So much cash there. Win's trying to win a couple more rounds to break this down. This is the most important, though, to avoid the reset. Heading towards outside, Norbert jumping up on top of the T-boxes. His nade could do some damage. It will be the Kiyoshima Org that to strike first. That finds Waylander. He's actually managed to get a couple of kills under his belt now. Norbert quietly makes his way towards the secret steps and successfully does so, making sure he checks every position but Automatic in a prime spot to take him down. No doubt in his mind that he wasn't finding that kill. And Zelsis, a prime example of maybe a time to fall back when you have a 5-on-3 advantage around. You don't need to challenge that choke point, just play a headshot angle and drop off. He gives his kill away and gives him some sort of access towards lower, but Automatic has the rotators towards window. And he could actually be on here as he waits for an opportunity, but smoked out for now. He might be able to get the bomb down. Is there any sort of gap for him to use?
No gap at all, and they're going to go directly by. Good time to turn the X-ray off. Gives you an idea of really how little sometimes these guys have to play with. He's aware now they're in the site based on the noise of the bomb planting, and he could see it, but he didn't realize it until too late. Bomb not only gets planted, but Quick actually gets away because he tags him through the edge of the silo. Watch the flank. Rush is on it. And I don't think, World at 8 has no idea.
Yeah, that's the AWP gone.
Boomich just gonna wait for the arrival. Quick's got it instead. Rush down, look toward Decon, but it's Flusha that gets it. Quick's been excellent in these trades. Automatic's been sensational up close with the AWP.
It really has. Close range AWP shots have connected more often than not. Defuse comes in. The bomb is planted at least, so there's some cash coming in, but it is a harsh reset. You can see a couple of the players really feeling it. Norbert, Boomich, Waylander, all hovering around $2,500 as they go down 6-3. If Cloud9 pick up Nuke, they're in a fantastic position going forward here. No one expected them to deliver. We weren't sure what they could really do on Nuke, and it's a bit of a specialist map pick, and this team haven't got the greatest amount of depth for good reason. They're missing their in-game leader, they don't have a coach here, and how much work they can actually do in the downtime here. It's either working out theory or just working on the deathmatch. I think they would maybe choose the latter, considering their strengths lie within the individuals.
3 rounds already, though. And we mentioned it, Cloud9 don't really play Nuke. There might be something in this game still.
Well, it's still very early days, right? If you even get 4 rounds on the T side, win the pistol in the second, this is your map pick. You picked it for a reason. You could 14-0 the next half and just run away with it. But lots of different buts there. We'll see. Has to be the eco for now. Quick will bring out a Deagle and Armor. That's about it. Rest of them on Glocks or PT50s. Flusha watching for the Sado play. Quick will smartly position himself away from the initial headshot. Well, not for long.
Okay. That headshot was still found.
Yeah, it definitely was. Can confirm.
Flusha's looking for more. Good
Wow.
awareness.
Not
That
bad.
is very smart. Not a second too soon did he look over to his right and catch the player that was lurking outside. Automatics transition back towards CT to find the shot as well onto Waylander, but it's gone. All right, give you credit, Waylander. I'll give you credit. It's a nifty little play, but it's still going to be the round to Cloud9.
Just trying to get that extra cash. You can't just run down lower and plant the bomb anymore. It's not as fast. But 7-3. Galil purchase for Waylander. This shot from Flusha. Spot on. This one even better. Considering his low HP, automatic chiming in as well. Gio did get stabbed in that process, but managed to kill him anyway. So, 2 Galils, 3 AKs, and presumably just outside smokes to try and get towards Secret. Or maybe they'll try something a little bit more aggressive towards Upper, perhaps. Smoke down a ramp denies the rush. But just negating smokes outside.
Norb. Take out those windows once more. Install a Mac instead.
Dad jokes at their finest.
I'm practicing all my dad jokes because I'm never going to be a dad, so I've got to get one part of it down. That or my kids are in chat like we talked about the other day.
That's true.
So
that's a good point.
just tell them that.
Your flock and your children. 1 minute remaining. Upper execution, that's a smoke towards the heaven position, but no one there.
Interesting position from Rush. Keo this time only gets 1, but he's still up on rafters, far side. No, he hasn't been there all game, so they won't be able to check it, or even if they do, he's got the jump on them. You can see him waiting for the flash that never came. Automatic got quick as well, and it's Norbert founding Flusha, but it's still going to be the man advantage to Cloud9. Bombs on the other side of that wall. World Edit's got to enter the site. Norbert, he knew Rush was up there. He's trying to clip off all 10 toes with the shots from the AK, but it won't work out because Automatic's there to keep his man alive and walking, and unfortunately, Norbert's actually just said, you know what, guys, I'm going to help you. I'll smoke myself into position. Tried to take advantage of it where he could, but Automatic's got the shot instead.
So just to explain that one, he was hoping to right-click the smoke a little bit deeper in towards main entrance, walk through it and see what he could do. He actually ended up just smoking himself out of the position. Maybe found himself a little gap there, but ultimately, Automatic looking stunning right now on the CT side. He's got 11 frags to his name. Kiyoshiva not far behind on 10. He's playing the all-important hub position. Managed to get 1, but Rush stepped up the responsibility, and we'll see what happens next.
My dad just messaged me to say that bad dad jokes are funny, and I probably am already a dad, so even my dad knows.
That's not bad. You learn from the best. That's for sure.
Yeah, apparently. Flusha trying to get shots outside. He'll find Norbert. He's been exceptional so far with the AUG as well. And he hasn't done it all in the same fashion. We saw the knife from Garage when he played that angle to make sure they were committing, and at that time they had a player toward lockers or heaven to spot Secret. When he plays passively, he's letting them walk over top of Silo and into his position. Kiyoshima's the one to go down this time, but we get a hint of what Zelsis is up to with a Molotov to slow things off on that side of the map. And despite that they've got the garage, they still only have the Deagles to work with.
Well, there's another player removed. Zelsis holding strong, and Boomich have to do something show-stopping at this point. It's quick to deliver a headshot towards Flusher, though, and they've got a bit of lower presence now. Waylander down there with the bomb as well. Doesn't want to go for the plant just yet, it seems, and Boomich continues to find headshots. 3 versus 2, all of a sudden they have the advantage. Automatic is watching towards lower, and he hasn't really missed a shot so far. Blows up the door just to give him vision towards that particular area, but surely this is where Windstrike can capitalize. Boomich goes down to 20 HP now. They know Rush is in towards that upper bomb site. We've got 30 seconds remaining. Automatic, after nading towards lower, fancies his chances towards lobby. The bomb still heads downstairs, though. That will be planted. It looks like Windstrike might have done enough here. The AWP on the retake, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Rush aware is going for it. Teammate with him, and the doors will swing open at this point, but positioned away from them. Waylander trying to avoid any CT presence.
Just doing what he can. Awkward reload situation. Brings an automatic AWP. Such luck to find a shot, though, and I said just Eagles outside. Cloud9 was giving themselves the distance to make sure they could win these exchanges. Apparently, those Deagles, more than enough for Windstrike to find a 4th round. And we have to continue to analyze this, saying that Cloud9 don't really play nuke. So yes, okay, it looks great on the CT side. You have to remember what map we're on, and that Windstrike, every single round they're getting right now, it's great.
Oh, he goes down. Boomich was like 20 HP. One of those PT-50 bullets would have taken him. And they lose the AWP. Boomich gets 4 in total. Oh my goodness. He finishes the round at 7 kills total. So he barely had any impact in this game until that particular round. And it means absolutely everything. They're back on their feet now. Right back into it. 8-4. And we get into the next round. It is going to be a timeout at this point. And we'll see if Cloud9 can still buy. Automatic back on the AWP. Still like cash for that. But this will be the moment they're broken if they give this round up. Here's Boomich getting it done. 4 kills in total. That one was sensational. And he managed to take away the AWP at the very end as well. So not only did he kill everyone, he managed to get well at AWP. So that's pretty good. Orgs are out again. Zelsis opting for the M4 this time. Higher rate of fire might be more beneficial for him.
Rush is going to miss the ladder completely. His teammate bumped him off it, so at least Kio's in there quick enough. And he'll get back on Hut, where he's been so many times. Zelsis gets a boost this time from Flusha. Now, keep in mind that Flusha is normally your outside player. He boosting Zelsis is already indicated, therefore, based on position, he's going to rotate underneath and try and hold secret from within. And they've already got a rotation down vents as well, because Automatic didn't have vision if they crossed or not, so they've put Kiyoshima down there. That means upper's a little bit weak, and if they wrap around, they can exploit that. Automatic's already got 1 to stop them, couldn't quite find the second. But if they go to that stairwell, they've got great positioning downstairs on the Cloud9 side.
Trying to focus on Automatic here, but he's had so many fantastic close-range shots. Spots Norbert, takes him down, and he's doing such work outside. 5 versus 3, and Automatic essentially to sit in CT spawn now. He wants a bit more here, and I feel like that's a bit of a misplay. We'll see if he capitalizes. He actually ends up getting another one. This is absolutely wild from him, and it'll be a 5 versus 2. Most AWPers think 2 kills, I'll take it, but he wanted the 3rd, and maybe a bit more.
Surprised World Edit didn't actually consider that he was going to be sneaking up. It looked like his crosshair placement was on Heaven, and he knew his teammate Norbert just went down to Automatic. So they lose 1 lower. Still, they can't advance on that. There's no one downstairs right now from Cloud9. Actually, just trying to flash Automatic into better position because Zelsis is rotated all the way around. If he contains them, if he holds them even a little bit, Zelsis has at least got 1 kill on a platter. It's quick. He's gone. Not the most efficient kill. Awkward exchange downstairs. Waylander will go down to Rush. Bomb was dropped outside on that kill from Zelsis anyway. And it's 9-4. The concerning part to me for Windstrike, I say it's nuke and that they've got 4 rounds. You get 5, you get 6, you have a contest on the CT side.
Yeah.
Problem is that when you're in the comeback mode, you've got to be very careful about how you do it, and oftentimes timeouts help you do that. They only have 1 left already.
That's a very good point. They are running out quite quickly. And Windstrike on their map pick, you'd think they'd be doing a little bit more damage after winning the pistol, being 9-4 down. It is the T side, but they are going to fully invest in this particular round. We have 2 AK-47, 3 pistols. And this is the quick outside play. Time will tell. The smokes have been deployed, but they're not going to be using them. Actually thrown horribly, but luckily no one there to capitalize upon the mistake, and it will be quick. He actually lives up to his name and pushes through towards main entrance rush. Surely not going to get more than one. They haven't pincered him at all. He gets 3 kills somehow, and there's Automatic, who I don't think has missed a shot yet. Leaves it in a 3 versus 1. Boomich managed to get 4 kills on their Deagle round, but surely he can't do anything with this.
Swings back through Hut. At this point, he's Trish trying to get away, and Zelsis capitalizes on it. He's looking alive now on Nuke. Up to 11 kills. Everyone's pretty close together. On Cloud9 as they hit 10 rounds, double digits. Minimum goal, in my opinion, on Nuke. And Windstrike. Not much to work with going into this round 15. See if we can pull out anything at all. They're going to have to force everything they can, at the very least.
I can't believe Rush got 3 there. They all went around the same angle. Instead of pincering him and guaranteeing the kill, they all swing wide. It doesn't really make sense. It baffles me, to be honest. But last round, CZ's only. They've won a couple of pistol rounds now. Outside smokes deployed quickly. I think that it's going to commit with 4 players. They've got 1 down the vent. Waylander, has he got the bomb? He has not. Trying that
Come
play
on,
again.
Really? He's going to try that now? I suppose. Wishful thinking.
Well,
he got down there fast enough. He knows he's going to cause a panic rotation.
The CZ would be fine in that position, like firing even without the accuracy. You're not going to miss much, and that's been the same story for Automatic throughout this first map here. Every orb shot is just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, he's been stunning. A little bit awkward now because he has to look back toward Decon, and that's when they want to work out from control. But Zelsis is still there to bail him out and does exactly that. 2 more for him. Quick gets the only kill. It's going to be 11-4 for Cloud9 at half of map number 1. Remember, this is our last best of 3 of the Challenger stage. It's the last spot available in the new Legends stage.
They lost the pistol, but Cloud9 are looking strong. It's 11-4 at half, but still, the T side could be problematic. We'll see what they can do after this break.
Dancing on my own when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt. It's difficult to get my baby, and the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something.
We get back into it with Cloud9 in the lead. A significant lead at 11-4, but it is Nuke, and we continue to harp on that. I got a tweet during halftime, and although this is very common knowledge for most of our viewers, some don't always watch Counter-Strike until the majors, so they may not be familiar. Cloud9 doesn't have a coach, although Valens is here.
Yes, good point.
He's not behind them. The reason being is that Golden is their fifth, and he's part of the three that they need to have a core. Unfortunately, Golden has been sick for, oh, good shot from Quick. He's had some health issues for a period of time that unfortunately and effectively ruled him out for this event. Zelsis, therefore, was registered as the coach, therefore could stand in. So Zelsis technically is the coach.
Yes, very good point. Valens is here, and Zelsis is as well, as he finds the opening headshot towards the upper bomb site. If Cloud9 get this round, it could be done, because it will be a 12-4 lead and another eco, and then it goes to, 13-4, as the bomb not going to go down quickly, as Norbert is there, and he defends valiantly with a nice headshot, and will he get another? Not quite. That allows the bomb to cross over.
Bomb does cross, therefore it's going to be planted. Norbert's trying to do what he can, but knows that running blindly toward it is not that advised, because he's got to worry about decontamination. As soon as Zelsa stepped out, though, he instantly took his head off, and now they've got the advantage on the retake. Smoke, it's deep. It's not on top of the bomb. It's gone toward Nubox. There's a chance they can still hold that from decom, which means they have to take fights. They have to get aggressive. Norbert's going to trade, but Keo has the cards. He's got everything in his hand in his favor, because that smoke is just so poorly placed that now he should win out the round. 21 HP for Boomich. Boomich is on it? He's on it. Keo's got to go. He's got to peek it now, just barely in time. He gets the shot.
Yeah, nice and calm from Keo. It looked a little bit closer than it actually was. He was always going to check that towards the end and open the door. Saw the full defuse there, and I have to say, Norbert, some stunning shots there, but wasn't quite enough to win the round. Down they go towards lower through the vent, and that's such a key round for Cloud9. Like I said, has to be full eco now for win strikes. That's 13-4, pretty much locked in. Now they buy anything, that's the question. Zelsis, nice shot to open things up, and Kiyoshima equally as good outside, and then he was the one who really cemented it. Nice and calm in that particular situation, so well done by him. Not going to be wasting any time here with the smokes. Looks like Cloud9 have got the fundamentals and the wraps. Seem absolutely comfortable here on Nuke. As now they look to get one step closer. It's their map pick next of Overpass. So if they can close this out efficiently, they're on track for a 2-0, but they have to get there first. Nuke is such a weird map. Even the 13-4 leads could fall apart.
Fantastic work from range.
Go on.
After you, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Just to know, just because they're probably going to keep all their SMGs here, they might do something crazy like an upper rush, like straight away next round, drop down the vent, and have a huge upper hand because there's going to be a good chance a lot of players won't have helmets. So that's happened now. So we're going to have Mac 10s here. You're not going to throw those away. You could like rush ram, rush upper. They're going to do something fast. You just do the outside smokes you down towards lower. They have a huge advantage here. And let's see how many helmets are actually purchased on this CT side, because utility really is king on the nuke CT side. Let's have a look. You move your lovely body out of the way. Let's see 3 naked heads.
Now I shouldn't have late talk first. You're going to be rude.
That was a nice thing.
I pooped before the scoop. That's why.
So 2 helmets there. World has got a scout, and there are 3 players with our helmets, and they do have a distinct lack of utility here. So tactical timeout called by Cloud9. So they're trying to work out what they do and how they can possibly take advantage of the fact they know the CTs are weak here.
Well, the interesting thing is, too, we talked about this yesterday because, remember, they lost 16-1. They then won 16-1, but they lost 16-1 to Vici in the opening map of that series. And we were touching on the fact that when they're down that deficit, that difficult situation, they don't have the coach behind them. And they don't, although Flush has lots of experience in his in-game leading now, don't always have their true in-game leader in Golden.
It's a very good point.
It's the 2 that would call the timeouts not really there. So it's good to see them taking them today.
Yeah, I agree. So I was expecting something fast, maybe towards upper, and that's going to be the case. As Zels is once again cracking the side open. It's at the boomage though with the org, and actually World Edit delivering a brutal headshot towards Rush there. This might be enough. Remember, it's one of those rounds where you're not necessarily going to win it, but you're going to try and cause as much financial chaos as you can. They've only got 1 kill, and it looks like Windstrike will be on their feet now. This was the all-important round, and Automata will do what he can to do anything. As he gets 1 kill, he knows he's not long for this world. He's suggesting with that smoke he's gone to collect the rifle there, and he'll be behind the smoke. He's trying to bait out CTs who won't necessarily be aware that he's close now. Spots 1, but there's World Edit, who took a bit of a gamble there with the scout, but he hit an absolutely amazing shot towards upper to back up Boomage on the bomb site floor. And they will still be feeling this, by the way. 13-5 down, but it's just such a weird map in terms of this so CT-sided that you're actually fine at this point, really.
Yeah, it's CT-sided still for teams who don't play it often, and that includes Cloud9. When you get teams like Astralis, any of the Danish teams, really, you do start to see the potential that it has now for the outside exploitation, the smokes that can be used in that position. But yeah, no doubt, it is still a CT-sided map. At the end of the day, it's going to be a CT-sided play outside to try and counter that, as well as they get aggressive toward Red Crate. Bit of a gap in the smoke. Keo wants to take advantage of it, but no one played the short side. And Flusha, who played outside the entire time, knows how to counter it. Throws a Molotov far and wants to drop in, but they don't account for quick. He and Waylander, before Waylander died, found a kill. So therefore take a 2-1 trade advantage.
They absolutely will. They did so much damage with the utility at the start there as well. The 8Gs and Incendiaries doing so much work. And Quick's not done just yet, it seems, as he tries to battle Flusha, but I wouldn't recommend that. The shots he's been hitting today have been incredible. 3 versus 3. Quick could have taken the advantage, but went for the duel instead. Bomb down for now, and World Edit actually on a rifle. He upgraded to an AUG from the previous scout. But the problem is no utility left from Cloud9 here. It's still an incredibly difficult procedure to actually get anywhere near a bomb site. What's the play? Kiyoshima seems to think lower is where they might find some success. It's always so scary. He's trying to bait out a shot with his barrel there, but nothing there at all. So here's fine. You can see the top left of your screen. We have a radar that demonstrates where the players could be positioned down towards lower. But the fact he's holding vents now is actually very strong. Hello. And I don't think Boomage... Oh, Keo. Could have just told his teammates where he was and they got on the kill like that. Keo gives himself up a free, and unfortunately that really does fall apart there.
Yeah, Norbert collects 2 in the bomb. So Keo goes all the way back around. 12 seconds. I want to just hold on to this AK. I think he's realized it, but it's too late to realize that, and Norbert's found that kill as well. So he ends the round with 3. Puts him on just 10 total, but they're starting to get into contention 2 rounds after the pistol. Splitting the half thus far and giving them 6. And the money. More importantly, the money.
Great shot from Flush Up. Give him the real chance, and Keo, he went for a real gamble there, shooting on the ladder. Anyone who's not aware, if you're touching a ladder in CSGO, it removes all accuracy from your weapon, and it's a massive RNG affair. And yeah, at that range, there was a chance he gets the kill, but it would have been an anomaly. I felt like he could have given the information for his teammates towards main, and they could have come in and pre-fired that position. But he gave himself up, and then at that point, pretty much repositioned. They now have no money. This is where you'll see Windstrike just edge back into this round by round. And once it gets to like double digits, we'll start thinking they can actually do this. We'll see. As it should be an eco here for Cloud9. Nothing purchased so far. Not even $1 spent. So, just going to be going in on Glocks only and probably just getting on top of that main entrance and going with some quick trades here. We'll see what happens.
For organe case setup, pistols only. Rush is going to drop down. Didn't think he was going to make it. You don't have to jump. But he did kind of go on an angle. I wasn't sure he was going to fully commit and get it right. Quick's got Keo. Rush wants to drop one further level and get inside, but now Quick is aware of what they're up to. He'll use the scope on top of the AUG to make sure he hits the shots. Automatic found one. What did he get for it? An AUG. No armor to work with to go along with that, but it's something. Can be clever about positioning. Find a kill. Could be onto something. Pence bypass Norbert. Try and get upstairs quickly. Thinks better of it. Boomage is still there. And would easily spawn him coming out of the ladder. So Automatic gonna open the door, smoke it immediately. Try and bait out some movement. Goes back around. If he gets in the vent, looks to his right. I take it back. Okay. Norbert's still inside on catwalk. So he doesn't get much of a reaction at all. World edit, meanwhile, on Flusha. And there it is. All Automatic could do was walk out. Boomage and Quick were upstairs the whole time. Difficult position to walk up that ladder and hope for the best. You really need someone selling a distraction first.
Well, there we go. Cloud9 pick up the pistol, but lose the 3 subsequent rounds after that. This is where we thought they might struggle on the T side. As we mentioned, the map was quite shallow. The CT side was very good. Seem to have a basic understanding of how the map works and some strong aimers. They've certainly got all that covered, but the T side is where you'll truly be tested as to whether you can penetrate the defense. Automatic 22 kills to his name, but starting to slow down now. Still very early days in the second half. We'll see what they can do with the fast outside smokes. Kirishima trying to get across. Luckily, that smoke blooms just in time and he actually gets down safely.
Flush already on top of the AC position again. Headshot for him. That's again? Twice. He's won that against the AUG. Ooh. And Kiyoshima's going to equal the task with a fantastic shot on Waylander.
Okay,
not easy. This is the man that's been so impressive so far. So that's a phenomenal. But that's so quick. How are we supposed to keep up with that? Norbert's been exceptional this half so far, and he just gets removed. That was everything went Cloud9's way.
Well, Kirishima, go downstairs and kill everyone, and I'll kill everyone outside. That's basically the strategy they went with there, and it seems to be very effective, I have to say. That shot from Flusha seems to be a bit of a specialist shot of his, it seems. That was, like you said, the same shot, the same player, and the same results. So there we go, 14-7. Can't really argue with the result of that round. If Cloud9 get this, the money will be broken. It almost is, to be fair. It's quick on the orb, not well at it. They've got FAMASes, and now a 5-on-4. Automatic will have a quick pick there. And you can see the reaction from the CTs, and it should be, I thought, the double kill, considering it's the orb on the second player, but at least keeping their head above water. Lose this round, they lose the first map. So, Kirishima again, finding more and more kills towards lower. It looks like we are going to find the 15th round over Cloud9. And remember, that means no cash at all. There'll be $1,900 per player on the CT side of Nuke. They haven't really had a chance to show us what they're capable of due to that really poor start. Oh no, Boomage, don't do that.
Just make it easy for them. You're right, there is no cash at all. It's Overpass next, which we might be looking toward, and Cloud9 have picked that map.
Indeed they have. So, our final best of 3 of this stage of the major. It's been a long old 5 days for Cloud9. This is looking like they might be making their way forward, though. Zelsis, a player that hasn't delivered in the first couple of days, but really coming to his own, I have to say, over the last 2. Looks much better. And maybe it was more of a nerve thing. Remember, this is his first major, right? He hasn't got the experience of anyone on the server. Maybe him and Norbert were the only ones who haven't ever played at a major before. And maybe it's a little bit too daunting. You know, you're replacing the in-game leader, essentially, and then having to fill in whenever they want you to. You haven't had a massive amount of time to get comfortable. But it seems like, just like G2, he's arrived just in the nick of time. As now it's up to Cloud9 to give this round away. They should close it out here.
Flash over. Won't really do much. Just trying to take the map one step at a time. Go back in toward lobby. Haven't seen a lot toward ramp. Last round there was the trade on the op. You mentioned it. You thought it would be a double. They get that ramp room and force the rotation. Keo gets a world of opportunity in his position as well. That draws World Edit back to lockers, though, so even if they want to do this, they're gifted ramp. 4 players in there, and Keo with 1 shot has pulled the op over. They're sectioning off the map so effectively. Keo wants more information. He'll look downstairs. Quick wants to play it on an angle that has to commit. Kills already come in, though, at ramp. Op's gone. Crossfire potential is there, and it works. That is such a strong position for the CTs. Keo reveals that, though. So all they have to do is hold the inners of the site. Flusha needs to make sure he's looking at the door, not away from it. He can hear them on the other side. He'll get Norbert, sprays back in, looks for Quick, but can't find it. Bomb is planted in the meantime as Flusha gets back out and makes no mistake. He's hungry. He wants more, but it's Waylander that's got the CZ onto him instead. Not done yet because he's got an AK-47 and he does indeed have a kit plus the smoke. He's going to have to be extremely clever using it though in a 1-on-3. He's already got 1. Damage onto the other, but Rush has position and Cloud9 have the map 16-7.
Well, a lot of question marks around the team going into this map, but they certainly have been answered now. Cloud9 can officially play Nuke, and my God, can they do it in style. Kirishima looked fantastic. Flusha finally looking like a world beater once again. And I have to say, the entire unit, especially Automatic as well, the AWP, looked like they were doing a great job. The only standout player on the win strike side was Quick. He managed to break 20 frags there, but in a 16-7 scoreline, it wasn't quite enough. Needed a few more players to come online.
Certainly did. Cloud9 now head to their map pick of Overpass, and they might make their way back into the top 16, even with the circumstances as they are. Remarkable story it would be. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with map 2 just after we visit the desk.
That's right. Win Strike and Cloud9. Map 1 has concluded, going very much in the way of Cloud9. An opener there that was certainly in their pocket after 11 rounds showing on their CT side. It was already a really slow start from Win Strike and barely getting started at all. Netting themselves only 7 rounds to Cloud9 16. Cloud9 having coming out on top there in this opener of the series. Welcome back. My name is Trey Saranthus, and on this desk, we're going to be making some sense as to why they were able to part those seas and really get in there and get it done. I've got Chad and Sean here, and these guys will try their best to make sense of what was the beating of Win Strike.
I just have to ask a question. If you're going to pick a map, you might want to look like you have an idea of what you're doing on it. When some of those strats came out, especially the ones where I consider them pocket strats, where it's the low buy with upgraded utility, let's drop Waylander on the vent, dies. Norbert tries to rush outside to go quick into main, throws a flash and hopes that covers him. You've got Waylander in the vent on the last round of the game, holding a knife out when he has a CZ. If I could pick any weapon to have in the vent against a falling rifle, it would probably be the CZ. Some really questionable things from Winstrike right now, and this right here reiterates the reason of why we have best of threes as the gateway.
Right.
This removes the best of one specialist or the upset teams from being able to get through by either having gimmicks or good performances, or the experienced players maybe not being as fired up and ready as they need to be, because right now Cloud9, they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and they didn't have that slow start we saw yesterday. Back-to-back 16-1 sort of weirdness going on. We do have the numbers here to run you by. Of course, the first map only included. And, well, for Win Strike, maybe we can look for some silver linings here. Sean, I know you love silver linings, not just the movie, but also trying to round out what Win Strike is right now.
I guess the only silver lining is they had some strats, but they just had no layers to them, right? So they had a fast mini split, but their scaling on the bomb site was terrible. They had a good boost outside where, World Edit got that opening pick on automatic on a crucial reset round early in the match. But their way they entered the upper bomb site was terrible. I thought Cloud9 actually did a really good job of defending that. Rush, Kiyoshima, and Flusha all came up big several times. Automatic, playing like retakes in the lower site with that AWP, had so much impact. But I'm more impressed with Cloud9's T side. They looked like Astralis, the way they were like splitting the entire map, going outside secret, pushing towards heaven, going your amp at the same time. Put a lot of pressure on the CTs.
I would like to see automatic shots taken to shots missed, because it feels like he hardly ever misses, right?
Yeah.
This guy, for somebody who isn't a primary AWPer, well, he is now, but not traditionally a primary AWPer, he's doing a fantastic job, and that just adds yet another layer to automatic as an individual, as a player, as a major winner. Let's not forget that automatic, Flusha, Kiyoshima, and Rush have all won majors in the past. So this is where the experience, I have to keep bringing this point up, really shows in these crunch time matches, these best of threes today have completely proven that point. Ninjas in Pajamas, they went through, they were able to do it. We have G2 with Shox and Kenny, they've been able to do it. And now it looks like Cloud9, they're going to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah, and, I want to bring it back to the point of automatic with the AWP. We're seeing him find, pretty marginal success there. And, Sean, I don't think that there was really a whole lot of stock put into that idea right off the start of him picking up an AWP.
No, a lot of people had doubts, when you take your star player and make him into an AWP player. And after the match against Tyloo, people were questioning the move. But in an interview, actually, he said that he didn't really get to use it much, and it was all his fault. And ever since then, he's picked it up throughout the entire tournament, and he has pretty much hit every single shot, like Chad said.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him miss.
Yeah, well, he seems to be hitting the ones when he does have the big green in the hand, but he doesn't come into like the top 5 in terms of AWP kills in the tournament thus far, or AWP kills per round. He's not featuring in those stat lines, but he's effective, at least when we're looking at it from an eye test. And, that's important in games like this where they're winning, and especially when you're moving onto an overpass, where they were blown out of the water by the likes of Tyloo.
Yes.
And now when you think about it, if the fact that Tim's hitting all his shots, he's going up against World Edit, who we know can be very sporadic as an AWPer, signs aren't good for the side of Winstrike.
Yeah, that's right. If you were unaware of how these vetoes actually unfolded, it would have been Cloud9 removing Dust 2, then Winstrike picking Nuke, and Cloud9 picking Overpass, which is exactly where we're going next in the second map of the series. Cloud9 with the gear shifter in their hands and having no problem popping the clutch and getting it going there. And I guess when we look ahead into Overpass, should there be any sort of struggle here at all?
I don't think so. I think Rush is a really good bomb site player at the B bomb site. He plays the pillar extremely well. He's like one of those players that can, stick tight against an object in CS and peek wide and get frags. Automatic opping The bathrooms should theoretically be strong, but we don't know because we didn't get to see that against Tai Lu.
Yeah, because against Tai Lu, it was not a pretty affair at all. I mean, we're talking about a 16-3 showing there. They basically got dumpstered, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I think with their backs against the wall, they're definitely playing a better brand of Counter-Strike. But if you look at Cloud9 in the early stages of this year, sure, these were ring rust tournaments where people were kind of just getting back into their paces. They beat Fnatic on Overpass 16-7. They beat FaZe on Overpass at the E-League events in overtime, and they even beat Big on Overpass 16-14. So they're big victories against even bigger names than what Winstrike is right now.
Well, the bigger names that Winstrike have tackled on in this tournament would have been wins over Fnatic and NiP. Fnatic having, ultimately, defecating the bed, dare I say.
It's a good way to put it.
I mean, we're looking at that coming to fruition on the back of big CT halves. 13 rounds, 12 rounds on a CT half. Is this a chance for them to maybe bounce back here on the CT side of things and maybe turn things into their favor in the best of three?
I think so, because like you said, their only real successes so far have been on that CT side, and they will get to start. That's the one benefit they have of this being Cloud9's pick. They'll get to start on the CT side most likely, and they could run up a big lead. We've seen it time and time again this entire event, whether it be the Augs. I don't know what you want to say. I'm not going to say Augs, but definitely a lot of big CT halves.
Well, big CT halves are in store, and in roughly 30 seconds, we're going to be getting into the game. So, boys, you know what I've got to ask you for. Win conditions, predictions, where you're putting all your bets towards.
2-0, pack it up, turn the stream off. Let's get it done.
Nice.
Yep, 2-0 barbecue, Trace.
Yes, that's right. 0-2 barbecue, because win or lose, we jacuzzi. And, well, the jacuzzi is not going to be lonely tonight. We do have two members over there ready to bring it to you. And popping the clutch all the time will be Mr. Trivet and Mr. Greer walking us down Overpass Lane.
I've heard a lot of stories about the jacuzzi here in Katowice, so good luck there tonight, lads. But we've got to get through this game first, as it is Cloud9 on Overpass. They'll start out T-side.
They certainly will, Matthew. Cloud9, the heavy favourites here. Their map pick. They're going to send 4 players towards B at the very start. My God. Automatic finds a shot with the PD-50. They got to pounce on that. And Norbert's got to find at least a couple of kills here. He'll be blinded off and have to fall back towards short. And now it's up to the defending CTs to do what they can here. World Edit was so quiet in that nuke affair. And it doesn't look like things are getting much better for him. He's stuck in the water. Zelsis will take him down. It's down to Boomich at this point, who has to try and recover absolutely everything. Spots one, gets a kill there. Or does he? Oh, no. Gets nothing. They get run over.
Absolutely run over. Fantastic for Cloud9. Take pistols now 2-1. First pistol did go on nuke to Winstrike. Yeah, coming out with only 1 kill in this one. That's not the way you want to start this. Desk predicts that this will be a 2-0. Chad seemed pretty convinced. We'll see if that's the case or otherwise. That's going to be very tough for Winstrike to really battle back if they can't get control of the economy early on. So keep in mind that every kill counts even in these rounds. Interesting decision. Flusha and Automatic both holding on to pistols in this round.
They are indeed.
I think that's probably a reaction buy, right? It's not like they're saving for the op per se, but they know they're going to have the advantage this round no matter what. They've got 2 AKs. They've got a MAC-10.
Well,
let's see if they force. Let's see if they bring it into the table, and then they can buy accordingly next time.
Well, they'll get the orb next round for sure. Automatic will bring that out. It's if he survives, that is. Flusha, that's interesting. He makes a decision. He's got a P2000.
Yeah, and I think this goes more to what I was saying. They're not going to go double op, I should say, but Flusha can now adapt, right? He can say, okay, they didn't buy anything at all. Maybe they're going to go aggressive round 3. I'll have a rifle accordingly. Maybe they're not. Maybe they force bot. We won that. I'll get an SMG and run them over.
We'll see what happens. Oh, this is actually starting to go wrong.
Yeah, it is. Very wrong. Norbert opens the door, gets 1, and then gets the AK, finds the second. Waylander's gone down, so it's only a 1-man advantage, but it's a significant one because Norbert can now rotate as well. He's on 75 HP. Going quickly. Flusha in the smoke. This is optimistic. Why? What's the point? You still have the advantage. Well, at that site, at least, but that's ridiculous.
This decision now is starting to fall apart. I'm not sure what they're up to.
Yeah, what was that? I mean, at least check the site. I don't understand. I'm confused. Celsius, good luck, son. Already having that stairwell very closely watched and guarded. Quick, he'll be able to call for Boomich to get in position. AK is going to have to do some damage. Didn't even spot quick in the corner.
Oh, what a nightmare. Well, it all started with Kirishima going for a full-on spam towards a connector. He went for the reload. Gets taken down by the USP. I feel like they just got too carried away at that point. Luckily, we had 2 players on eco, so there is money left over to buy this round, but still a weird one. That round, you will not see every day. Zellsis left with nothing, as they'll buy what they can. It's not going to be much, though. Automatic left with just PD-50, no armor. He's dropped his AK to Kiyoshima to try and recover this horrible situation they've got themselves into. Looked like it could be a quick 2-0 considering the circumstances, but that's certainly thrown a spanner in the works. 1-1. Down to the pistols now as they head towards B once again.
Smoke inside of Monster. Og in the corner. AK spray already through, does massive damage onto Zellsis. He sits on 14. It's going to be the Og still waiting for a period of time as the Og has another smoke deployed. Automatic to flash potentially and try and get back in position, but Kiyoshima wants to go to sandbags instead. The only gun that they have on the T side, and he's got to be perfect with it. Can't find the opening shot. They now know where it is. They don't know exactly how to counter it. Norbert is having a solid start to this match. 3rd kill. All of his kills have been tremendous for impact. He's going to get 2 more on spray down, and it's just Flusha left in a 1-on-4.
Well, that round will cost him dearly. They get nothing done here. Norbert with 3. Flusha steals one away through the smoke, but that's probably all he does at this point. They know exactly where he is, and they'll have to line up in a horrible manner for him to get anything more. Wilded goes down to 12 HP, but they know they've got them on a full eco now. That was the heavy investment from Cloud9. 1 AK and Deagles, and Norbert just guns them down. Waylander as well chiming in as Norbert, barely even seeing anyone. All of his kills are over a wallbang or through smoke. 3 in total. As we go 2-1, presumably 3.
Yeah, I would assume so, given the circumstances. Trying to force buy in the last round as well. So, Bumich goes aggressive, already toward the fountain. Quick Molotov, he'll hold them at bay just to make sure that they don't wrap around. They can fall back to bathrooms in the meantime. So forget what I was saying about losing track of the economy early. Windstrike's taken full advantage of it, and they might actually start running on this CT side. Kiyoshima's trying to do the self-boost up onto that pipe just to see if he can figure it out, but you actually have to strafe jump around the corner. You probably saw the Reddit post a week ago.
I didn't actually. I didn't know it was actually possible to do by yourself.
Yeah, you can. You have to jump away, and it's like a 120-degree swing.
Yeah, it can be a very good angle when you get like an MP9 or something. On the CT side, perhaps.
We'll let it. Speaking of angles, he's got the op on the site now, knows that they are working in. He doesn't have to do anything. Boomage just absolutely decimates them with the AUG. And Windstrike certainly have a clue as to what to do on Overpass, so Cloud9 needs to be careful. I mean, they've already given away a massive start.
Yep, they really have. You really didn't want that to happen against a full eco. Some horrible decisions made. Maybe a little bit carried away. But either way, this was a very easy round for Windstrike. Orgs doing good work, denying the plant. AK's out again, no war for automatic, which is doing a lot of damage on Nuke. Still early days here, but Windstrike have established himself. 3-1 overall as we get into the next round. But a long presence here from Waylander. And Waylander with the AWP will strike first, taking down Zellsis. He really was quiet on the first map, but that's a nice loud start as he opens things up and falls back safely.
So again, the opening pick to Windstrike. Waylander holds Monster. AUG. Short tunnel to get the view, and he's just out of vision for Rush. Good time to turn off the X-ray because that would have been a splendid kill for them to pull back. Now they still have no idea that he's there. World Edit still is watching out toward the doorway. Waylander's given up. Tried to fire through. Now Flusha gets rolling. Norbert's down. World Edit with the op has to watch both angles. Keo's trying to pre-fire it. Saw him backing away. Still doesn't want to round it, but he's low enough on HP. It's easy when he does. It's Quick that gets back in. We know how solid he can be as an individual, but he's Molotov'd off, and it might be, depending on what Boomich gonna I'm surprised he went for that. They would have had no idea he was on the flank, but if he could have achieved something, they might have gone for it. Now Quick might want to consider the save, but he's still sticking around because he knows that any kills he gets are beneficial, and there's 3 on low HP. Doesn't matter. Shot is hit, and it's Cloud9 getting their second.
He actually dinked rush there down to 2. Unlucky not to get that frag, but there it is. Cloud9 looking much more efficient there as they lost the first pick, but answered back towards the end with 4 surviving. So that's not bad at all. It's that short presence, maybe staying there way too long, I would say. Once you get that opening pick on the CD side, maybe better off just taking the advantage and allowing the T's to make the next move. But either way, Automatic has the orb now. Another buy there for Windstrike. They'll have 4 orgs, as per tradition this major, and an AWP.
Bless you, Henry.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Boomich must have had the information that they were low on HP to try and go for that spray through the wall, because it's pretty desperate at that point. 4 on 2, and he had a reasonable chance to try and flank in through Monster. Flusha gets Waylander this time. The opening pick is secured by Cloud9. Quick and Norbert seem to be the 1-2 punch on B, and it's Norbert again that wants to slide over toward Monster, but not spotting anyone. Smoke's still down. He's able to transition back on top of the site directly. And while all that transpires, quite a rotation as well. It's worth noting that this is when Rush will try and take an advance toward the A site. He might get to headshot before Boomich. No, he's taking his time. He's nearly there. Turns out Boomich wants to go further than that. It's going to cost him.
Well, he's gone right down to the grave. As now 5 on 3, and World Edit presumably smoked out any second, just like that. They might as well save at this point because they're not going to have anything going to the next round. Good HE. There's a lot of damage towards Quick. Double down on them. It's around for Cloud9. It's just whether Windstrike can hold on to anything here. Surely they don't go for the retake. And they start to fall back. Flush up, presumably planting the bomb in a bit of a safer manner this time.
Quick gonna try and get aggressive. Keo peeking it, gets caught.
Pretty sure that's all they'll go for.
Yeah, I don't think much more in it because Quick is the only one with the kit, 14 HP, and it's been ticking a while. So we'll tie the game back on 3 rounds each. A save is required. It is a necessity at this point. No money for Norbert before the round ends. Same for Waylander. And there's not really much anywhere for that matter as Zelsis tries to jump around and see if he can spot them on the exit. It would be great to get one more gun down for all the aforementioned reasons. They will keep the AWP for World Edit. That's important.
Really need to see the most out of World Edit this particular map. Orpers have a huge responsibility. They can go anywhere on the CT side. B, middle, long, bathrooms, connector. All viable options for them. Flusha gets that kill with the smoke. Kiyashima absolutely obliterated Boomich upon entry. His rotation was shut down swiftly. And now they do have the leftover weapons here. 3 rifles. Well, 2 rifles and 1 orb. And we'll see if World Edit can open things up. He has to go for an initial pick here.
And he's got it. It's exactly what they had to do. Had the spawn to get there just in time. Catches out Rush. Now it's a whole different round than when we started because those 2 pistols combined can certainly do damage. Keo jumping to try and spot in as well to see water position. 3-man boost.
Potentially.
It's not a 3-man in that terms of all 3 are... Ooh. Oh, what a shot. Zelsis shut down, sit down as Norbert's gone.
That's sick.
It's not a traditional 3-man. It takes 3 to get up there in that position, obviously,
yeah.
But it's not a traditional in that it slides you off the top. So it's pretty powerful, but they went for the jump on it.
Yeah, that wasn't the best call. Zelsis has been eradicated, though. Waylander. Another slow start from him. I'm not sure what Boomich is up to there. Could have just rotated safely up towards the bomb, so went for the bathrooms, and down he goes.
Maybe we should call it the Charlie Sheen boost, because it kind of takes 2.5 men.
That's not bad. That's pretty good. We'll do that from now on.
Perfect. Kiyoshima trying to work his way in, make straight contact on the B site. No one there at all, and they're still considering the options over toward A as well. He'll do the aggressive lurking, holding at long. Also going to be in a position to try and take the site as Quick gets taken down. Waylander does get Kiyoshima, but Flusha's already working his way in.
Oh, this spot from Flusha, so good. Oh, the timing. It's going to come down to the absolute milliseconds here. 5 on the clock as the bomb goes down. If Flusha His drop, the round could fall apart, but he hits absolutely everything there. Zelsis, we need to slow that shot down. He only has 3 kills so far, but the kill he got in return was absolutely fantastic there. And it's down to Flash to finish things off. They had 5 seconds on the clock, and here it comes. Oh my goodness. Get him out of here. What's the matter with the orb to keep finding numbers? You can see Kiyoshima finding the player, blending into his surroundings there. A difficult position to flush out, but he manages to take him down. And the money still there somehow for Windstrike due to the fact they keep saving weapons. They'll still have Orgs and an MP9 this time for Norbert as Boomich will boost himself up towards Party and actually go towards the fountain. Doesn't get the kill. Flusher, who looks electric today. Everything going in his favor. He had some of the lowest numbers of his career yesterday in terms of individual performance and anything but today. Absolutely show-stopping in terms of his impact.
Waylander's still holding out inside of the site. Norbert has gone onto the corner this time, so Waylander's going to have to pull them in, bait them in this position. Quick flash for Rush to try and take long. Self-take, second flash to support it. Spams the tree, but no one there. In fact, no one at long at all. But just trying to establish that at this point in time.
Zelsis given the responsibility of holding Monster, making sure no CTs push. Did see one jump across there. You can see that horrible little angle to the right-hand side of Monster. That's where a CT resides with the MP90. Now, you can't shoot from up there, but in all the chaos, it sometimes can be overlooked. You drop down behind them, go with the big spray down, and there are 3 players heading in that direction. They need to be aware of it. That's such a vital smoke. At 35 seconds, this is where the chaos does become a factor. Will it work out for them? They can't send the orb through first, and he's got some attention to be taken away. Oh, it's happening.
It worked out brilliantly. Waylander even killed Zelsis the first one in, so he could just focus on the second. And now as he dances out the pillar, it's an easy trade onto Automatic, the only kill they found once the site was taken. First kill was found so much sooner, rendered that one useless as we tie 4-4.
Windstrike. Big question mark around their performance in this map, but so far keeping up from a little bit of help from Cloud9. Norbert does play that position perfectly, boosted up and manages to get 1 kill upon entry and then 1 through the smoke as well. Money's still there for Cloud9. They get another full buy, but this will be the last of it. Whoever wins this round sends their opposition to an eco. Will it be Windstrike or Cloud9? We'll find out. Well done at this time, not successful in the opening pick. Smoke used by Zelsis to get himself towards short. Oh, nice gap there. Will the CTs be able to use it effectively? Automatic, I think, is aware of it. Waylander gets himself in position. If Automatic comes and pre-fires, they did spot the gap. He's got a kill. Here he comes.
Backed off of it. They've got 2 men over there. Zelsis is going to make that a problem, because as soon as he gets the kill on Sandbags, they can't afford to stay there together. As soon as they transition, it's the kill that comes in, but the fact that there was 2 still catches them off, because Automatic thought the coast was clear. Waylander got the kill. Zelsis steps up, but he burns alive. No way he was getting out of it. He committed to the kill, and Boomich is going to put him down afterward, but it's still the advantage to Cloud9, and that's significant. Deep smoke over toward Monster, but Flusha holding in front of the A site has just World Edit to find. Single smoke in front of the bathrooms. It's probably been there, yeah, I was going to say quite a bit of time. It starts to dissipate because we joined in and it was already in full bloom. Shot misses from World Edit, and he's flashed off, not aware that he was so deep inside of the flames. He's tagged down to 24 as they try to get toward default. He's going to spam it. Oh, nearly got it too. Just high of Rush's head. It is absolutely wallable in the middle of the bomb. It's surprising that so many people still plant there when they know the op's in that position.
You've got a very good point there, but luckily they live to tell the tale. Boomich still going for this one. He's actually got a kill on Rush, no problem at all, but that gives up his position here. Time is of the essence, and Flusha go for the counter flank here as he makes his way through the bathrooms. He can go as fast as he likes. There's no chance for them to detect him. He'll nail the shots. It actually does the damage as Kiyoshima to close things out. No chance for World Edit, even though that's a wonderful, impressive shot. He doesn't have the time to defuse this, and he knows it. He might even go down with the blast. What's he up to here? Needs to fall back. Now he's okay.
He picked up the smoke, and the kitten was like, maybe. Too late. Gone. Flusha will go down with it. World Edit lives to keep the op at the very least, but Cloud9, importantly, keep the lead on the T side.
They absolutely do, and that resets the money. But the fact that the AWP is saved, there's always a chance, right? We've seen it before so many times.
Well, we already saw it in this game. World Edit rushing out toward mid, getting the opening pick with the AWP. This nearly fell apart over toward B as well, because as I mentioned, Automatic thought the coast was clear, killing one. He ran directly toward Waylander. But they recover.
Well, that shot for ward edit does actually work out to be impactful. The fact he saved the orb gives him a fighting chance here. He'll be boosted towards short. And he's got a chance for a kill here. He misses out on the initial opportunity, goes down to 6 HP, but they get a frag at least. This could actually be a round for Windstrike if Cloud9 aren't careful. It's now a 5-on-3, but the low HP will at least yield one frag. Zelsis. And Automatic doing work towards short. They've got this back in their favor. Oh my goodness. Right in the smoke. Waylander thought he was safe, but anything but. It's Automatic to get 3 kills in return. Boomich again on the flank. Will it yield a frag?
He's just going to hold in case they rotate that direction, but it's not often you rotate from water back out toward Monster unless you're fully committing onto B. And they've gone away from it. Hey, clear. Zelsis will confirm it. I have to say, criticisms perhaps justified at the start of the event. Yesterday in the late stages and today he's been impressive.
I agree.
He's doing what he needs to do. In this case, he understands he's the furthest forward, clear the site.
Yeah. Well, no choice to win now. Windstrike will have to hold on to what they have, which isn't much. AWP and a UMP. Boomich looking for another kill, maybe an upgrade. Yep, it's not going to happen. Well, that it makes his way towards T-spawn. Ooh, I think he has been hurt though. Flusher knows he's here. One bullet from this MAC-10 will take him down. If I know Flusher, he might just knife out and jump around the corner. He's got the kill, whatever happens here. And there it is. Didn't want to risk anything, so make sure he gets it. Picks up the orb for Automatic. And I believe that will put him on an eco here. They're about $3,000. There is World Edit with 5K. Quick with 4. The rest of them hovering around 3.5. I would say take the partial. Not worth the investment. And I think that's exactly what they'll do. CZ's out now. It goes 6-4 in favor of Cloud9 on the T side of Overpass here. 6-4 up on a CD-sided map. You're feeling pretty good, and you've got them on an eco as well. It's their pick. If you missed out on Nuke, it was a really nice showing from Cloud9. The fact they actually hadn't played that map officially before, we weren't sure they practiced it, but obviously they had, and they looked very good on it. Automatic, especially with the AWP, was really good. And Zelsis, that's okay. A 1-for-1 trade isn't the end of the world, as now they'll be aware they're on the CZs and they can play around that.
The only issue with the 1-for-1 is that they do get the AK and get away with it.
Yeah.
He did get overrun. And it's Norbert, seemingly always, that finds those kills to get the weapons. He's done exactly that. But you're right, confirm the run the pistols at the very least. Okay, they got one gun, you can figure that out. Deductive reasoning's not too hard in that situation. So play accordingly. Neat little positional decision by World Edit and Quick. I'm just going to join in on it at first, that we're in a quite creative, a crafty little bait and switch. Automatic's going to have to be careful here too, because if he's spotted and misses a shot on this boost, they can run through and punish it, shoot the player down below, and they've got problems. Boomich gets taken out by Rush. He's the one that had to hold on and keep things under control in that situation.
Well, they actually take down the player with health as well, so they go Quick on the other side, who's low, and Flusher looks like he's going to check every single angle here. Guaranteed frag, and one more player to find, which they'll absolutely get, no problem at all. Norbert, he's at the B sites. Cloud9 extend their lead at this point. It's just whether Windstrike will pick up any extra kills. You might as well hold on to the AK, to be honest here, Matt. Well, it's proven me wrong. Let's see what he can do.
Norbert's going to push the smoke. Kiyoshima looking in the right direction, has him taken down already. 7-4 for Cloud9. And money enough to fully purchase this time on the CT side. They'll go op and og. Just one op. It's World Edit. This was Zelsis. Only found the one. Could have cost them just getting that AK up, but they found the next pick with it as well. Maybe picked up a second rifle. Things can fall down the slippery slope quite quickly. Just need a little water on the slip and slide, and it's active.
Bit of soap, bit of water. Some sunny weather.
Zelsis dropped the soap.
Perhaps. Well, he has now. He'll be going down. Waylander gets 2. He's actually playing pretty well on that B side. 5-on-3 straight away. As now, Automatic AWP. trying to recover the situation, but I'm not sure it's going to be possible.
They can justify putting one in the corner to try and bait them in as well. Again with the advantage. Good find from Automatic. That changes that setup slightly.
Well, that's the AWP removed. Boomich in the one and done position. Smoke in front of him though. Does Rush have the presence of mind to check it? No, he does not.
Oh my God, yes he does. Great reaction. Quick trades it. But 1 for 1, considering what we saw or thought was going to happen, that's pretty good. They can work with that. And Bomb is back at spawn. Automatic will grab that now. And they go back over toward B after creating some rotations on the CT side.
One player resides on the B bomb side. That's going to be Norbert. He has the AUG, and he's using that crafty position on top of the sewer here. He might waste some time getting up there, but he's up there now. It's such a difficult angle to pre-fire that Automatic might be aware of it. He's coming with his AWP. Let's see if he checks it. He did get spotted, but Norbert gets down in time. And now they know it's a B attack. With 25 seconds remaining, Windstrike have a huge upper hand here.
Norbert trying desperately to swing and get it. He gets one, Quick's got the other, and it's going to be the defuse. That was very swift from Windstrike. They do allow the plant, though. Money's not amazing on the Cloud9 side. There's been a few rounds lately that have been close, so even though they had 3 in a row, that bomb plant's going to mean everything.
The bomb plant allows them to have one more buy here, but they will take a pause there, I'm almost sure of it, just to kind of work out their finances and how they're going to distribute the wealth. But that's a big round for Windstrike there. Waylander, especially at the start of the round, hitting 2 shots with the AUG. You don't even need the headshots really. It's 3 body shots of the AUG that will take them down. You can see how he got it done. Not the cleanest of frags, but certainly effective. Zelsus, the only compromise here, you're right. He does seem to be the player, more often than not, who gets left with the scraps. Rush hit again. This time not going down, but he legged.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's dead now.
Yeah, he was definitely weakened up, and then it was easy for Boomich to just spot that out. Say, oh, wow, but he certainly saw him running in behind the tree. Automatic. AWP, close angle, doesn't mind. He's going to give it a go. Try and crack the site wide open. He's done exactly that. Norbert gone. And he's going to rotate back around. Not the swiftest of surfs. Still gets there. Smoke down monster. Couldn't see it anyway. It's not like he was trying to rotate fast and find a pick, but it's only just the man advantage. 4 HP for Automatic. He's got the up, so that doesn't necessarily matter that much if he can find the angle, but now he can't go aggressive to find the picks. That's where the AKs need to come in. Oh my goodness, that was close. To Vision going either way. And Waylander just missed out on a chance to strike on Kiyashima. He's gone aggressively into the corner as well after they've already cleared this position, so it might catch Kyo off. His crosshair placement doesn't suggest that he's aware, but he is just holding at this point in time. He's going to check it. He is. Oh, he was! He thought he'd gone far enough. That happens all too often. Thought he was far enough in, and Waylander got the headshot instead. And Boomich is in behind them. So Flusha now knows that they've lost on B. He's going to go check out A. Boomich has been smart enough to identify that even though he heard one single player, and now he's going to hear him coming back. If he can hear only one, it's because they are trying to get information. Go pinch them in at B, and he does exactly that and went out the round.
Well, it looks like Windstrike might be able to do something with Overpass after all. There's been a few catastrophic errors from Cloud9, but they still have the lead for now at 7-6, but it looks like we have to take an eco here for round number 15. They've got $2,000 per player. They're going to get $2,400 on top of that after this round, but they can't really buy anything into this one, unfortunately. Anyone above 2K can maybe get a PT50 or a Deagle. Anyone beneath or at it, and they've stabbed each other again. I'm going to lose my freaking mind. But,
wow. 64 HP. Yeah, that's not great.
It's a full Glock anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but still.
It's annoying. I get it. I don't like being stabbed in the back either, metaphorically or otherwise.
Prefer it to be metaphorically, to be honest, but... yes.
Wow, okay. No politics here. Boomich goes back out for more. Bomb already down. Pretty straightforward round. They'll just collect on Flusha. It's going to be 7-7 to decide the half on round 15. Most maps so far, well, all maps so far, aside from Cash in this major, have been CT sided. It's a very small sample size so far on a few. We've only seen Dust 3 times, for example. Cash itself, we've only seen, I think, 4, maybe 5 now.
I think after today, it's like 4 or 5, yeah. Maybe 4.
So yeah, pretty small sample size. But if you're a statistics guy and you want to read into that, you could say that Cloud9 are in an okay position with 7 rounds. We'll see if that proves to be true or not.
Could have been a lot more. Remember, they lost to a full eco in that second round. They should have had the 3-0, no problem. They made some pretty horrible calls here. This is an interesting approach. Going for the wall bangs towards T-spawn. Never seen that land.
But that one time you do, it'll be spectacular.
Indeed. Kenny S had a hell of a wall bang earlier on Cash. Like I said, I would say it's about 1 in 100 that would actually be successful. That one's a bit more common. Flash up facing towards the A side of the map, and Mordedit all too happy to take him down. He's hit some decent shots this half. He's got them another opening advantage here. 5 on 4 in the final round. We're tied up at 7-7.
Rush watching through the window. Gets off silently. Celsius, you can hear, trying to make a statement toward B as they rush out on A. Boomich far enough forward, he can hear them coming, and he steps out again to find yet more as he gets his 14th, make that 15th kill with 3 in the round. And it will indeed be Winstrike that have the winning strike on the half. As it goes 8-7, they pull it back with 3 rounds in a row.
It looked like Cloud9 were going to run away with this after winning the pistol, but Winstrike have woken up. On Cloud9's map pick, they do steal the half at 8-7 and looking to take us to a third. Can they make it? You're going to have to find out after this break.
Welcome back. We have a dead even half, a dead even heat on map 2. Our final series of the Challengers stage. It's Cloud9 and Windstrike. Winner of this gets the final spot next week, obviously, if it's our last series. But who is it going to be? Cloud9's already got map 1 in hand. They want this pistol to make sure they get their best foot forward in this half as well.
Absolutely true. Waylander and co. making their way towards long right now. No CT presence there whatsoever. Defuse kit for automatic. I assume he went for the double flashbang defuse kit approach. And they can see now a T-spawn is clear. They've got an incredible flank here. Rush is going to hold up in T-spawn for anyone falling back. Great position to be in. That means they can rotate a lot of presence towards the ace site, but they still need to be aware that the connector could be an issue. But long is where most of the Windstrike team reside.
Keo trying to do what he can behind the boxes as Flusha immediately beside. Flash out. Oh, the dink though. Flusha got thrown off his aim. He had the perfect lineup to the shots and just got countered by the front of bathrooms. What a problem that is. And what a problem it's going to be for Cloud9 because they're down to just 2 players remaining. Not even any damage dealt. As the bomb gets planted. Rush is going to change that, but he's got to get an ace. 1 on 5. Good shot on Boomich. But they know where he is. They'll all just line up and take him down with pistols. And it's 9-7.
Very quick round there. Making their way towards long. It was looking like a fantastic setup there from Cloud9. They had the information to a T-spawn. A nice flank setup in that respect as well. And they make their way all the way up long, Windstrike that is, but they nail all the shots required. Really well done. And this was where it all started to fall apart for Cloud9. They won the first pistol, but lost the second round full eco. Remember that. And I don't think we'll see that happen again, as Cloud9 in a very similar situation have to take the eco themselves. Nothing invested in round number 2 as Windstrike extend their lead to 9-7.
The triple.
We're going with the triple boost at B. Can be good for a frag. You rarely see it work out, but we'll see now.
But Zelsis up as well. They have confidence in the lad's aim.
Yeah.
Norbert's going to quickly rip this apart. We've seen this addition to it lately as well. Rather than just relying on that, you put one at sandbags to get the information, to bait them away, and then you instantly get the shot on the triple, but Norbert's going to walk in behind them.
Does he get 3 kills?
Well, the interesting thing is if he doesn't, he's going to call that the B-side's clear. Everyone's coming this way thinking that it's going to be a stack. He's not even looking. They're all going to look at him. They might have even been better off to let him run by, because then the boost isn't spotted. They take potentially the site with the stack working.
They can actually do something with this AK, though. Surely they don't do the same and get an AK and somehow win the round. Surely.
Me, for the sense of excitement, would have liked to see what would happen if they let him walk by, but Soar, kill secured, AK grabbed. That's also beneficial, and they're going to go for a secondary boost headshot position for Rush. He won't spot anything with it just yet. Bomb already planted. They don't have kits. That's the only thing about the AK being picked up that becomes a bit of a problem for them. Speaking of problem, Kiyoshima, he's going to get aggressive inside of water. Doesn't want to swing yet. He's going to leave that to Rush. But Waylander spotted him up ahead of time. Flush has got a kill. Waylander down. It's all on Boomich. They've got to go now. Rush has the AK still. He's lower on HP, but they want to tap the bomb. It's 10 seconds. They need to get Boomich on top of it. He's got the first kill already, and that should secure the round as Rush steps back out. Windstrike get away with it.
I think once they realized he was towards Monster, getting on the full defuse and holding a tighter angle and trying to go for the straight-up kill was the better option, especially the time running so low. But I appreciate the fact they were trying to bait him out and take him together. But the fact they had the AK there might have been the better call. But either way, it does go very, very close. It comes right down to the 2 versus 1 in favor of Cloud9. It almost happened there. The boosters only get 1 kill. Actually leads to this initial frag. It had been a bit cleaner there. Kiyoshima had landed 2 headshots at the start. They might not have lost that initial kill, and there could have been even more of a chance to win out the round. But Boomich holds strong, but it's incredibly costly. 10-7, but Cloud9 with 4 orgs and an M4 here. They know if they can win this round, the money is ruined for the T side. Pretty much saving the day there with the UMP towards the end. 17 kills to his name and 110 ADR. Timeout called. 2-0 in the second half. Can they make it 3? AKs and scouts. There's a Galil there for quick. Just a sign of the times and how low their money is after that round.
Quick Molotov to sandbags to keep them off it. That gives Norbert the confidence to rush in toward water and make sure he has the position. Spamming into it, though. Keo does a little bit of damage. A teeny tiny tad. As he tries to spray back and find more on him as well. Norbert sneaking in. Celsius doesn't hit that shot quick enough. The AK certainly can be punishing. Meanwhile, World Edit. Evident that he has the scope because he's moving at 100 miles an hour while still scoped in. But even tags would be significant on take because then, especially at long, if they send Boomich down close to the entry point, he tags them up, he walks around with the AK, done. Wombo combo. Hit him with the double left right hook.
Could happen. Opening pick found. And Waylander working out if anyone's pushed towards outside of the B site. Cloud9 get yet another frag there as Kiyoshima taking down Boomich. And more at it now with the scouts. Remember, they go down to an eco if they lose this round, which is looking very likely at this point.
2 rounds up, yeah, and just the fact that it was such a closely contested second round. It's going to leave them on the back foot. That should confirm it. 14 seconds, bomb down outside Monster quick. He'd have to find 4. That's not going to happen, but he does at least get automatic through the hole in the doorway. He'll try and book it back toward the ladder. Wise decision to stay down below, because if he goes up that, they were already on top of his position. He loses the gun, he loses the money. He may still rush. He's got the right idea, but it's a round for Cloud9 nonetheless. They're first of the second half, and they know the situation. They're in control now.
They are in full control. Quick with the org. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Pasha. Enjoying the major from home. Saw him commentating some games earlier.
Yeah, good fun. I was thinking about replacing you with him.
You should. Funnier than I am.
He is hilarious. Sometimes he doesn't even mean to be. He just is.
I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point over this major.
I certainly hope so, yeah. It'd be good to see him. It'd be good to see any of the Virtus Pro guys, any of the Polish players stop by and say hello. That'd be a very welcome treat. Norbert tries to fire back up with the Deagle toward the water fountain position. Flushes actually with that smoke gone all the way up. He could play this corner, clear the party, or the playground, excuse me, and then just sit in the corner at the top of the stairs with that MP9, and he pretty much secures that entire half of the map. As long as they make sure that the connection is covered, World Edit does get Zelsis back.
Yeah, good trade.
Flush is still here. Surprisingly in the open, not wanting to stick to the corner, but he's still there nonetheless. I think he had to go back more because they want to think about connector. They didn't want to leave 2 inside of B and have to play a retake through connector if that got lost, if they somehow got overwhelmed. So they took the safe rotation back through A. Put one up toward Heaven. Rush, he's going to peek spot and kill Norbert. But down he goes. World Edit with the kill. He's already got an AUG picked up. There's one now on that ramp. They get in fast enough. That's certainly grabbable. 36 seconds and a Molotov down. World Edit wants to peek and find another in this round. He's got 2 already. And that's the AUG that was carried over, by the way. That was not picked up this particular round. 18 seconds. Bomb going in. Barrels never checked. Was cleared already once. They didn't know that it was occupied a second time, and Kiyoshima gets there. Deagle's going to try and hunt him down, but the round's already lost, and Cloud9 on 9 are now 1 behind Windstrike.
I think another eco is in store as well, due to the fact that Quick have got no money from the previous round, and the other player's not looking too strong either. Might just have to take the partial here and allow Cloud9 to tie things up. 10-10 looking very likely. World Edit did some decent damage with the AUG, but ultimately they couldn't get the plant down, and Kiyoshima holds strong towards B. It's now going to be round 20, and I assume we don't see much more than Deagles. Let's have a look. Indeed, how many of them? 4, and a PD-50 as well. No armor, no nades. Just hoping for those delicious 1 digs we all love to see. Nades down towards T-step. That's going to do so much damage. Oh my goodness. First kill found. Need to be careful though. They don't need to force the issue on these frags. I just see them calm down slightly. Flush doesn't fully commit. Just gets himself to party, so that's okay.
Party indeed. Doesn't want to go any further, but is he aware? Automatic's out here as well. It's going to be 2 players back, turned. Easy shot on the first. Looks to Flush it. In fact, already preempting his position. Flush it pulls it back, but now he has to be cautious of the fact that they're going to try and overwhelm him. He has identified that there's distance. Smoke down. He can secure the reload in the AUG. He's still got a little bit of money left anyway. Money, I should say, ammo left anyway in it. But Keo cleverly takes advantage and finds a kill as well, all down to Boomich. Nearly awkward for a moment, but at the 50-second mark, pretty much secure that we go into a tie game. And CT side starting to work out for Cloud9.
Oh,
3-2 in the half.
yeah, it's getting there now. 10-10. For those not aware, we've said it a lot now. This is going to be the final time I say it, okay? Listen
I'll
up.
hold you accountable.
This is the final best of 3 of this stage of the tournament. Tomorrow is a day off. The next day is a day
The way
off.
you said that, you were almost like, wow, we get a day off.
Yeah.
What?
It's a long, old event, this one. But this is the absolute final series here. This could be the final map. So tell your friends, it's the last Counter-Strike action you'll get for a couple of days. Get stuck in. We could go to a third map still. And for now, it looks like Cloud9 have the upper hand. And we've had all the big names make it through today. Due to the fact, I would say, it's that best of 3 finish at this part of the tournament. Any elimination game has been a best of 3, a great addition to the major. Everyone seems very happy. I feel like this has been the best major format we've ever seen. And we've been doing majors for a long, long time now. World Edit standing off against Automatic. What a duel this has been.
My 8th, your 9th major.
My 9th one, that's right. Damn.
Automatic takes down World Edit. Norbert does hold off to find Celsius. They nearly got away with 2 on that. Rush repeaks it. It's a risk to do so, but secures the trade, and that gives them the advantage they much desire at this point in the round. Minutes mark. Keo still jumping for information. Boomich is going to work his way toward the A site, but already spotted. He again leads the way. He and Norbert. He on 17. Norbert on 16. 9 side, it's Automatic. But Rush is quickly closing in on that with his 13th kill, 2 in this round. Quick's going to have to come up with something sharp. As the bomb. Door open. Boomich. Oh, he thought he was going to get back through that cleanly. Kiyoshima actually got the shot, got the angle, did damage, and follows it up. Brilliantly done as he strikes through the wall, leaving it to Quick at a 1-on-4.
Well, I hope he's got some tricks up his sleeve because this one looks way out of his grasp. Cloud9 look very comfortable so far in the second half. They've lost the pistol, but now chained together 4 rounds in a row. Automatic winning out the duel against World Edit. And Quick will give her his position. So now will they wait? Yes, I was going to say, he needs to make his way towards T-spawn. He can't sit connector. Otherwise, he will be dropped after time. Still might be a slight chance of that, but I think he's okay. And indeed he is. Quick hold on to the AK, but again, he gets no cash. And his teammates only have 4th stage loss bonus. So it's Quick again. He'll be limited, and he's already got the AK in smoke. 11-10 now. Cloud9 take the lead once more. Their map, win this one, and it's all done. We'll have NIP, G2, and Cloud9 winning out today. And I guess before that best of 1 format, when we had the last major, that could have been a question mark, right? You go into a best of 1, and we could have seen teams that are household CS name staples of the major not make it through. And that's what this whole system was developed to avoid that factor.
Yeah, imagine G2, NIP, and Cloud9 lost today.
Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily. It's maybe a little bit too much to say, but obviously we want those big names to be there. They represent CSGO. They're stars of the game, and people want to watch them play, right?
From a viewership standpoint, a fanfare standpoint, they're the favorites in that regard.
Yes.
So yes, you kind of do want them there. That said, either of the other 3 teams, Winstrike still could, arguably, could have made it through.
Absolutely.
The other aspect in saying that is that there are major winners on all 3 of Cloud9,
Yes.
NIP,
G2.
and G2. So that was another factor of if they could all had it gone out today. Cloud9 still playing for their lives. The fact of the matter, too, Fnatic already gone. That's pretty significant, is it not?
Yes.
Top-rated team by the peers coming into this.
Yeah, an early casualty there. But normality resuming, it seems. Just the pistols and that saved AK. Remember, Quick. Low money, but he gets 3,400 into the next round. Great smoke from Zolcis, and good damage from Kiyoshima. Very effective. Remember how Sean was saying, Rush hugs that pillar. It's living proof that he'll be holding that position, looking for frags here and trying to bait in his teammate Zolcis, who's tied in the corner here. Can they check hit spot? They absolutely will, but they're going to go down in response. It's Rush who melts a couple of them, and he gets the 3rd as well. Strong B play. Presumably goes down to Quick here. He does a lot of damage before he does. 3 versus 2, but not really any danger of losing this round. He'll be Flusher to spray them down and mob things up.
Absolutely. Clean, concise, laser precision of the Augs. And it's now 2-round advantage on 5 rounds in a row. Windstrike giving us a little more to talk about this game than even last, and last was their map choice on Nuke. They only achieved 7 rounds. This time they've got 10. 2 timeouts left over for them to work with. And we get underway once more. Krieg brought out this time. Boomich is going to bring it.
He's going to have to. Automatic. Really has taken this AWP role amazingly well. It started around November last year, just when they were replacing Skadoodle. And I was impressed when it really started to show how good he is as an individual. The fact he's so deadly with the rifle. Won a major, of course, last year in Cloud9 as the rifler. Skadoodle steps out. He says, you know what, I'll give the AWP a go. And he has been phenomenal with it. You wouldn't know it's his first few months as being a primary AWPer. He is excellent. Very talented individual.
Automatic, speaking of, is in a bit of a worryable position. Does back out of it just in time. He was getting surrounded from the front of the bathrooms and the long connector. Quick gets out to the bench. Who's going to be the man on top of his head? Presumably someone. No one's there with him yet. He just wants to wait it at this point in time. Smoke flash combo in front of him. 33 seconds. That little bit of utility starts to matter a lot based on the timing. And whoa, Flusha gets absolutely evaporated by World Edit, who got in position. He thought he was clean. Automatic found one in return on the AWP, but only one. Quick was very much so as they got around the corner. Boomich, 16 seconds. Finally an execution going their way, but are they ready for the flank? Bomb was dropped. There's still 12 on the clock. Keo, he could try and deny it once more, but he's on the wrong side of the box. He's got to play this in a true 1-on-2. And they've already got position in the post plant. Quick's looking the wrong way, but his teammate's going to spot first. Flash over. They line up, and Kiyoshima gets both. It's 13 rounds, Cloud9.
Oh my goodness, it couldn't have gone any better for him. He gets, so tantalizingly close. You feel like he's just going to get that first kill and be traded out, but the other player swings out in all the confusion, the chaos, and he gets both. 13-10, Cloud9 continue their win streak here. 5 rounds in a row. I think that's 6 now, actually, after that defuse comes in. But still, how he's done that, I'll never know. That is unbelievable. Got to kill for this smoke and then finishes things off. Absolutely beautiful. Quick, to be fair, it's not like he did anything wrong. You can't really communicate. Oh, he's right next to me. He's this close. You're just trying to get the trade and trying to back up your teammate who's being shot at. It was just very unfortunate. But there we go, 13-10. They get the plant down, but still, it will be now. Round 24, a CZ in the hands of World Edit. No sniper for him. Hasn't really delivered on all fronts today. A few great rounds. And ultimately, I feel like Cloud9 have had the better of him as Waylander goes down initially. Another nade thrown towards T-steps that won't connect.
Otto's already out towards monster position. AWP is going to transfer back inside of the site. Instead, it is Rush that now is there to support. Given that they backed off Monster already, though, a bit of a passive hold for it. Like that Flush is smoked, maybe they try and move him back over. He's got window to cover. Otto's pretty much committed to the pillar at this point. They've got too many smokes on the site because Rush lost vision. He's going to have to be perfect. And he gets overwhelmed. That was inevitable at that point in time. They already cleared out window. They already took down the AWP, but are they ready for Keo again? Zelsis also on a flank.
Yeah, Zelsis is the more dangerous aspect of this. He does so much damage, finishes them off through the cliff of the wall there, and Norbert has to hit everything at this point. They managed to win out of the 1v1 before, and Zelsis, he throws that incendiary behind his opposition and locks him in spot. He can't fall back. Ideally, he would have done, but he would have died to the flames, and then he wins it out. Great stuff. He has really impressed today. We are definitely critical of his performances to kick things off, and rightfully so. The spotlight's on you. If you want to play at this level, people got to analyze and dissect your play. But he's got better and better as the tournament progresses, and hopefully now feels comfortable enough, if they do make it through, he can actually cause some damage and show us truly what he's made of and why he was picked up.
Absolutely. And Rush said it best, even though he doesn't have a sticker, this is very much his first major, so they want to make that experience the best they possibly can for him, and he for them. 14 rounds, Cloud9, 2 to go. Money still, though, as it is the maximum bonus plus the bomb plant for
Rush B, boys.
Windstrike, and it is going to be a Rush, and Rush is the man to shut down exactly that, but not quite sufficient in doing so. Seemingly better on the giving than the taking in that position as Kiyashima tries to find out where they go. And he nearly got Boomich. Boomich gets both. He snaps back to find Zelsis, and he'll re-smoke window. This one might go their way.
It should do. 4-on-2. Automatic sat in the smoke right now. It's an absolute nightmare for him, and he will be dropped. The rush towards B, a couple of smokes deployed as well, works out as they manage to finally stop this string of rounds Cloud9 have built up. It was, 7 in a row indeed to get them 14-10 up, and their money's actually not looking too good. They've had lots of 1v1s coming right down to the wire. So flush up, trying to save this org. I'm not sure it's going to be possible. We'll see. Absolutely not. So they'll have to take an eco here. I would not recommend force buying this at all. You've got the lead. Let's close this one out. Windstrike, though, with the lifeline. There's Boomich, 22 kills. Did not deserve to be on the losing team. He's done a great job this tournament.
He's a solid player.
Yeah.
He is decent enough to be in consideration for movement in the CIS shuffle if there is to be one.
Yeah, great stuff there. That one kill. Keo did hear it. Swings around. Can't quite do enough damage. And Boomich claims both. And they will take the full eco. That's good to see.
Otto's going to go with them. So full eco stack on B. 14-12 looking likely. But the stack could cause problems. Bomb's way back toward T-spawn, so it's not like they'll get it for free even if they walk in. And Orbert already making exceptional work of the players on the B side. Has found 2 kills plus significant damage onto Zelsis. They'll eventually take down Boomich. But on all of this, actually surprisingly quick still here with the bomb. I guess they're just going to finish it out on kills. They've already started that job. Might as well just get it done. Could easily rotate it back over toward A now, and I think they'll do that with 2 players already clearing the site. Waylander, the deepest of which. A brawl to the finish, because Windstrike now wins 2 in a row. This gives them a bit of money to work with. Cloud9 taking the eco. They're going to have another buy, but they're not secure. This one even reeks of overtime. Has all the conditions to get there. What can Flusha do to make it interesting? Smoke gives way. Waylander spots him, and everybody will slowly and surely, maybe not even slowly, turn their attention that direction. They rush him down.
So, speaking of rush, his money is actually pretty low, 3,600. They are going to buy whatever happens by the looks of things. Automatic and buy the AWP. Rush will have to go for the MP9. Do they want to mix